All right, welcome everybody. This is going to be Civ4 AI Survivor Season number 5, our wildcard game. The way that this works is these are all the leaders who did not advance to the playoffs in the opening round. That is, they were not first or second, but also didn't get eliminated outright. That is, they were not killed in their games. So we had 7 of those leaders. And they all are tossed in here, and this is basically like their last chance. The top 2 will go on to the playoffs, and everyone else is finished. So it's not enough just to survive. You actually have to place top 2 if you want to continue. So in this game, just going in quick alpha, I'll just go around the order. There's no seeded leaders. There's no pool 1 leaders. There's no pool 2 leaders. It's just whoever was left. So we've got Brennus here in the southwest, Gilgamesh, Tokugawa, Bismarck, Hammurabi, I don't know why I was blanking on his name, Hammurabi, Genghis Khan Temujin, and then Mao Zedong. As far as the picking contest goes, we don't have a strong favorite. We had a slight preference for Gilgamesh, and there was also some support for Tokugawa and Mao and Genghis Khan, but no real favorites. Gilgamesh was like 32% or something like that, and he was the highest. Similarly, runner-up, there's no clear favorite. The only place we have a strong consensus is we have about 60% of the contest has Bismarck as first to die, largely because we suspect he's going to be eating a lot of barbarian activity. The big difference for the wildcard game as compared to all the other games is we turn on Raging Barbarians just for the wildcard game to make it a little bit spicier. So expect to see a whole lot of barbarians down here in the Antarctic and to a lesser extent up here in the Arctic. So yeah, you're going to see a lot of barbarians in this game, and that has factored into a lot of our picks for the contest. The turn order in this game is alphabetical. So good question from Barton. You can actually see it here. If you look at the order, they're actually in reverse alphabetical order because that's how they found their capitals. So yes, turn order is alphabetical. I have picked Gilgamesh to win this game because I think he is very well suited to surviving the Barbarian onslaught. Creative border pops to help make his city safer. Border pops also decrease the area in which barbs can spawn. And the copper is 1 tile outside his capital, which should help him in fighting barbarians. So that said, let's get this underway. So as usual, we're going to watch to see where the cities are going out of the gate. We know that Brennus will found a religion. He's the only one who starts with mysticism, so he will get a religion. And Hammurabi looks like he wants to go for the other religion out of the gate, which makes sense because he has pretty pacifistic tech preferences. All right, so where are the settlers going? Got to keep an eye on wherever those archer units are. That's where the settlers are going. Gilgamesh seems to be going into the southern tundra. I don't know if that's good or bad. We'll decrease where barbarians can spawn, but I don't know if this land's that good. I think it might be better if he went for this gold and corn spot, but instead he's heading south. I don't know. Oh, well, okay. Not that bad, honestly. Pigs, cows, dry corn, that's not that bad. And it will decrease the area in which barbs can spawn. Why not the gold? Yeah, I mean, the smarter spot would be where he could grab the gold and the corn. Like, this tile would be smarter, but it's the AI, so. Over here, Brennus has founded his to-be holy city. He's going to crowd Gilgamesh a bit, which is, this is a good direction for him to go, because honestly, the cults are kind of cramped in this start. On the ivory, this would be a bad spot because he would have no food, except it's going to be a holy city, so he'll get the free border pop, and it looks pretty solid overall. Let's see. Has anyone else founded yet? Bismarck has founded a spot down here. Well, this spot could be vulnerable to barbarians. It's not on a hill. Will be pretty decent once the borders pop, but not too good until then. Claims ivory and needs to pop borders, as mentioned. All right, Tokugawa went pretty far to the northeast. This is a garbage spot in the early game. I guess he has a dry rice. Not an especially good tile, but I guess it's something. Otherwise, it's pretty much all jungle. Will be very strong after ironworking comes in because it'll claim this gems tile. But until he has ironworking, it's pretty weak overall. Did it steal the capital pigs forever? Yes, it did, apparently, which is kind of bad because this city doesn't need the pigs. It already has double food resources. So that's kind of bad, although this city has enough floodplains that it should be okay on food. But yeah, that's kind of bad. Wasted floodplains makes people cry. What else do we have here? And the others haven't settled yet. Mao went due east. Oh, look at that. Wow. Did you guys see that? So Mao had a settler on this tile and he got bounced by Genghis Khan. So Genghis Khan wins by virtue of being ahead in the turn order alphabetically. Tough break for Mao. This would have been a really strong spot for a city, but Temujin gets it instead. That could be a really big moment in the game, honestly. Losing out on that spot. Now he's going to have to go somewhere. Yeah, pretty sick city. I mean, it's double dry corns and stone. Pretty strong. One thing that does help Genghis is he does start with hunting tech, so he can hook these up immediately. Not that he can build elephants, but the extra production will help. And we also had a city over here from Hammurabi, which is okay. I mean, double food resources in the oasis, not too bad, honestly. Game audio sounds weird. It's super quiet, so I can turn up the volume slightly if you need the in-game audio up a little bit. Do you need the in-game audio higher or lower, I guess is the question. I can adjust it as needed. So I'll try to keep an eye on that. And I guess we're just waiting to see where Mao goes with his settler right now. Oh, okay. Well, this this seems likely to drive conflict. Yes, Raging Barbarians is active. It is the only game we turn Raging Barbarians on, so you can see it right there. So yeah, this, like I said, this seems likely to drive conflict between these two. Don't know quite how that's going to play out, but they both went for these spots, and the Mongols ended up getting it. All right, so we're about to have religion comes in. Brennus is going to get the polytheism religion. Hammurabi is going to get the meditation religion. Looks like they will both easily take these in their two cities. So we'll just advance forward a couple turns here until they found these religions. So Brennus has strangely picked Taoism as his religion. There's the pop-up. I mean, I guess he has no particular... Okay, people are saying it needs to be louder. That's kind of weird, but okay. It's actually going to be very loud on my end now, but whatever works. You can let me know if that's too loud. And then we're going to have the other religion pop up here. If you're curious about the barbarians, let's see. So they're starting to pop up, starting to be the non-animal barbarians. I believe it switches from animals over to non-animals when every civ has two cities, which has happened now. So those wolves and panthers and such are disappearing, and the barbs are beginning to appear. Anyway, there's Brennus converting. So expect to see a lot of these outlying cities getting overrun pretty quickly. Like here comes a barbarian already into Mao's territory. In-game audio not being picked up for some reason. Huh. Weird. I haven't adjusted the settings at all, so I don't know why that would be the case. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure why that would be the case. I will try to turn down my microphone and increase the desktop audio and see if that helps. So I can keep trying to play with the settings. Again, I haven't adjusted them since the last time, so I don't know why that would be, but let me know if that's better. There it is. Okay. All right, great. Like I said, I didn't adjust anything on. Now it's too loud. Now the game is too loud. Okay. All right. We'll try that then. Hopefully this will work. Like I said, you guys hear it differently on your end than I hear it on my end. So no. I mean, hey, we want to make sure it sounds good. Still too loud. Still too loud. Okay. All right, we'll try that now, and hopefully that helps. And it's not so much about trying to please 200 people, it's more just trying to make sure that the recording comes through right. Perfect, great. Good, glad to hear it. Thanks for helping me troubleshoot that. Perfect, all right, so on we go. We're about to see the meditation religion found here. So apparently we've got Hinduism for Hammurabi's religion. Again, he doesn't have any particular religious preference either. And the barbarians are on their way. They're already making mischief for our AI leaders. One thing that's going to help now is this city is probably going to draw a fair amount of barbarian activity, and he has it on a hill, which is good. It means like his archers are almost never going to lose. Protective archers sitting on a hill are just not going to die. It's like over here there's a warrior. Let's see if the worker has to back away or get captured. Yeah, the worker had to stop. He actually attacked it with an archer, but managed to kill that unit. So Gilgamesh is on animal husbandry, anything, mostly agriculture, mining, basic stuff from the other leaders. So like here comes a warrior going after Tokugawa. And again, protective archers don't really have much trouble with that. But like here's an archer versus archer not in the city. So there's a chance that this could be lost even with the humongous bonuses that the AI gets. A real question is going to be which leaders can actually keep tile improvements up in their territory. Like the capitals themselves should not get captured, but like actually keeping tile improvements is a little going to be probably tricky. So like somehow this archer... so like right now Gilgamesh has 1 tile improvement here, but he seems to be like he could lose this worker pretty easily here. And I don't know if he had this connected. Oh, apparently this barb archer won a battle because it's got a promotion. Now the archers are up on the hill. And there's another archer here that's like going to pillage this improvement. Like Toku... Let's see, how is like... So like Hammurabi is probably going to be the one who can keep improvements up the best. I said I think he's going to be the score leader coming out of that early game phase. Meanwhile over here, of course, there's no tile. I guess there's mines up for Bismarck. We'll see how long those last. Gilgamesh is not holding the high ground. Yeah. Mao seems to be doing pretty decently. He's actually the seafood might be a good thing on this map, honestly. He seems to be doing a decent job. I think that this city is absorbing a lot of barbarian attacks. By virtue of being up on a hill, he's kind of... Like, Gilgamesh is actually not doing a very good job here. I thought he'd be someone who was able to hold his territory, but so far he's not doing that. Needs to clear his territory, these barbarians. He's just holed up in his cities right now. Though he did just kill him. Just kill a couple units. He did get a settler out too. Anyway, Tokugawa, yeah, he actually has the gems connected right now, strangely, over here. But he's got 3 warriors. Now, 3 warriors are not going to get through protective archers there, but... Oh boy. That's a lot of barbarians, though. They seem to be on a pillaging mission. Poor Toku. Yeah, he's just going to lose all his tile improvements, isn't he? Looks like Gilgamesh has cleared his, or almost cleared his territory of this immediate set. Though I don't see any workers. It looks like he might have lost his workers. Also, he's running around with an unescorted settler, which sounds incredibly dangerous on this map, but I think he's going to get away with it. Nope, turn around and ran back for safety. Alright, does anyone else have a settler out? Out of curiosity. Mao just finished one, although it's not moving around yet. Yeah, Gilgamesh lost his worker. Now he's trying to build a replacement. That's not a settler. The Mongols have a settler down here, though. So they've staked their claim here. I did not think the Mongols were going to settle like this in the early game. That's a bit unexpected. Kind of squeezes the leaders over here and leaves more room for Hammurabi up there. Bismarck, if he can connect his horses, would certainly be in a better position. At the moment, he has no tile improvements, though. Or I guess he has that mine, but it's about to be pillaged. Somehow the barbarians have not taken out this mine yet. Gilgamesh apparently walked his settler back into his territory to protect it with an archer, which is the smart thing to do. He needs to finish bronze working. Well, he needs to get some improved tiles. That is a slow bronze working. Though once he has bronze working, he should have better luck against the barbs. Meanwhile, Toku over here just lost his gems mine. Yeah, Toku is not having a good time with these barbarians, is he? It's a lot of barbs. Have we seen any cities pop up yet? Just out of curiosity. I don't see any yet. So yeah, this is Raging Barbarians, by the way, if you haven't seen it before. Just gonna screenshot that for funsies. It's a good thing they can't spawn Barbarian axes. I will say that Mao is holding his tile improvements pretty well, and he's got another settler up here that'll shield the capital from aggression. So like this here, Shanghai, I pinged the wrong tile. Shanghai is like absorbing a lot of barbarian pressure, and now Guangzhou should do the same. That is assuming he can hold this city. It's not on a hill, so it's a little trickier, but protective archers should help. And I see Gilgamesh is, well, Gilgamesh has grabbed a nice spot in terms of cities. He's also completely boxed in the Celts with this. Basically, once the borders pop, which they will because he's creative, it's going to pick up some nice resources. And it's already on an iron resource, so that'll be insta-connected once he finishes that research. That said, though, this again seems very, very destined to drive conflict with Brennus over there. Oh no, here comes another barbarian. Managed to get a road built here. Hopefully they won't just have the workers stand there and die. Alright, looks like he was able to kill it with an archer. Similarly, Toku looks like he's cleared his territory, and he actually has a settler out as well. Although the settler's only guarded by a warrior, that actually could be dangerous. Like if he moves here and then that barb attacks, he could lose the settler. Like this settler is, okay, so the warrior is combat 2, so unlikely, but it's not impossible that this settler could get killed. As for Bismarck, he doesn't appear to have a settler out. He has a settler in his city, but doesn't seem like it's going to be leaving anytime soon. There it is. Yeah, Toku is still walking around with one warrior. This seems extremely dangerous. There's there's an archer right here that could kill this. Yeah, so Toku just lost his settler to the barbs. So yeah, Toku just lost a settler to the barbs. That's not great for him. He sent it out with just a warrior for escort, and that was not enough. Yeah, that was not sufficient. So, kind of glad I didn't pick him to win. Over here, let's see, Temujin is actually keeping these improvements to the south of his capital connected. So he's holding on to some improved tiles. And we haven't looked too much at Hammurabi, but he seems to be doing the best, which I kind of thought he would be. Like I said, I thought he'd be the leader coming out of the land grab phase. He also tossed a city down here. Again, he really seems to be trying to provoke the Mongols with this setup. But like he's got cottages down. He apparently cottaged. Apparently he put a cottage down on this cow tile for some reason. Oh well. He's researching animal husbandry. He needs to get bronze working to connect this. Gilgamesh is still limping to bronze working, but he will get there eventually. And like he just killed another barbarian warrior in his territory. He needs to get more workers, honestly. He still just has the one worker. Doesn't really have any improved tiles. I guess the archers have to come first. But because Tokugawa's been struggling, there actually still is a fair bit of territory here. And because Mao has only expanded north, there's even room for another city here. Brennus got a city here along the coast. Once he expands borders, this will be a pretty decent city because of the fish resource. And meanwhile, there's still a lot of fighting with the barbs out here. Bismarck, where did his settler go? He still hasn't gotten another city out, has he? His settler is still just huddling in Berlin at the moment, which is not great. Bismarck can't seem to get a third city out. And similarly, Toku really seems to be struggling. Seems like Mao and Hammurabi are handling the barbs the best. Hammurabi just because he's very sheltered from the barbarians. Oh, he's about to finish Stonehenge, isn't he? One turn away. And meanwhile, Mao is like sending a ton of units up into the need to expand borders t-shirt. Yeah. Sure, we can reveal the map. I usually try to do that like as the land grab phase is coming to a close, but we might as well right now. Oh, look, I actually did get this tile improved. There's a City Garrison 3 archer here. He keeps attacking and killing these warriors as they come in. Would do better just to defend and let them attack you, but that bronze working is still slowly getting there. And Genghis Khan's going for iron working. Boy, the teching is really sad on this map so far. That's going to help Temujin's teching a lot. That gems resource there. Oh no, Bismarck! Should have been watching that. I missed it. Hamburg has been captured by the barbarian state. Yeah, we thought this might happen. I didn't have that lined up, but that city looked very exposed, and it didn't it didn't work. So yeah, that's not looking great for him. He did just finally get a third city. Now this one will probably be okay because it's on a hill, so it's probably okay. But yeah, he's not going to be very strong in this game, is he? Also opens up a spot for other AIs to capture later on. Maybe Germany recaptures this, maybe. We'll be getting it back soon. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if any AI... how there's no option to pick Barb for winner. Could also be captured by Toku. He's got an archer with AI attack mission over here. So this is another one of the, I was going to say this is one of those, if you get like a 1% dice roll, this city could also get captured, but doesn't seem likely. All right, so yeah, it looks like people are concentrating on this city, trying to capture it. So over here, this resource got pillaged again. But Gilgamesh did just finish bronze working, so he should be connecting this copper soonish. This city's actually kind of sheltered. He probably should just connect these resources. Brennis, is he doing anything? He's building another settler. Does anyone have a settler out on the map right now? No, it's just a worker. Genghis Khan does. He's moving south here. He's actually been land grabbing pretty decently, all things considered. Those are just workers. Can we show metal and horses? Yeah, no problem. All right, so he... so this is bad. So this was intended to be his copper. It is 3 tiles from his capital. However, it's been grabbed by Gilgamesh. Or not Gilgamesh, Hammurabi. So yeah, his resource situation's looking kind of bad. Because there's a horses up here, but he's not guaranteed of getting that either. I guess this might be his best short source. But, I mean, he was intended to get this. I mean, it is literally 3 tiles from his capital. He may be able to culturally... No, he wouldn't culturally acquire that because it's first ring for Dirk or Galsa. Yeah, not great for him. Oh, this worker could be in trouble. Hey worker, you might want to avoid getting killed by barbs. I'm curious to see how this ends. Alright, well he did move the worker out of the way. And then he was able to attack and kill that unit even though it was on a forested hill. We'll see. I'm still waiting to see if this worker is going to connect this. There is another settler that was just finished here. You know, I haven't been paying a lot of attention to Toku. He just seems to be struggling with the barbs. Like, he just constantly seems to have a gazillion barbarians in his territory. Meanwhile, down here, this might get recaptured by Bismarck. In fact, it looks like it will get recaptured by Bismarck because he's got an archer ready to attack. Alright. Hamburg was retaken, although there's another archer ready to attack yet again. So Bismarck did get his city back. Although, yeah, there's more units. Two warriors here and another archer. And this Tokugawa archer will slip in and attack this if it gets captured. Oh, jeez, retaken again. Man, this is not good for Bismarck. Again, the city gets captured. What the heck? Meanwhile, the barbarians are starting to set up some cities of their own, it looks like. Well, just the one and the captured one. Poor old Biz really having some trouble down there. And Gilgamesh is actually taking a lot of heat down here too. He needs to stop attacking out of his city. He needs to get that copper connected. He said his workers are off here. Well, improving this city's not the worst thing, but and he's got a settler roaming around in the north too. Anyway, let's zoom out, get our overview shot. You would think Hammurabi and Mao would have founded more cities, but they really haven't. No one has more than 3. Oh, I guess Genghis has 4. But the pace of development is definitely slower than one of our normal games, that's for sure. Bismarck and Tokugawa definitely seem to be taking the brunt of taking worse barbarian activity than anyone else. I think Gilgamesh is also taking a lot. It's just he has protective units in a city with popped borders. This is going to help Gilgamesh a ton. He's about to pop borders in 5 turns, and that just is going to decrease the range in which the barbs can spawn. Because remember, barbs can't spawn on any tile you have visibility on. So he'll have this hill tile, and that'll put all of these tiles in range. And grab this tile and grant sight off to the east, and all these tiles will be in his borders. So that will really decrease the barb spawns. He also is finally improving this city. So his position's looking at, Mao got off to a decent start, but he's kind of stalled here. I think part of it is he needs to get another city out. Does he have another settler anywhere? Yes, he has one right here. So he's close to getting another city somewhere in this area. This is going to be a very congested area here. Gilgamesh has one right here too. So the land's running out for these guys. Someone's going to get spots over here. Brennus is really badly crunched. He's already just about out of territory, because that's going to be taken. I guess he can get another city or 2 in the tundra, but his expansion prospects are running out. And Hammurabi just hasn't really expanded very well. He certainly could have, because he's been pressured less. Oh, he's got an unescorted settler over here. Well, I guess he has a warrior, so he's about to hit his 4th city. In terms of our bar graphs, no surprise, Hammurabi's leading in GMP. Production is really hard to make anything out there. Food, Brennus, Genghis, Hammurabi. These two, it's like Tokugawa and Bismarck seem to be the weakest. Power's still pretty even, except Bismarck's trailing a little bit. We can see people's research. Bismarck 9, Brennus 13, Genghis 10, Gilgamesh 9, Hammurabi 12. Nobody's really researching very well. 12, 14. Okay. Yeah, nobody really standing out is too far ahead or too low. So we've got a couple of settlers right here. Really curious to see where they end up settling. Mao and Hammurabi are apparently tops in research. Bismarck the Hopeless. I think that this settler and this settler are both going for this resource cluster. I think Mao's going to get there first. We'll see though. Gilgamesh does move first in turn order. We'll see how greedy these two want to get. I think Gilgamesh is trying to get this spot. I don't know where Mao's trying to get. Oh, Gilgamesh is going to win the settling race because Mao is still moving and Gilgamesh moves first in turn order. Wow. This is going to be the second time Mao's lost a close settling race. Look at that. Pretty significant, and that's a nice city too. So I didn't expect Gilgamesh to found in a line like this, but wow, poor Mao, and he's just about out of rune now. his neighbors really settled up on him, didn't they? Meanwhile, there's still this area that no one's touched yet. Bismarck did get a third city over here at Cologne. And Hammurabi got a fourth city. This barb spot is still, should be retaken by Bismarck at some point, but it's definitely slowed him down. And there's another Gilgamesh settler here. So we still have not seen Gilgamesh connect his copper resource yet. That said, this city is at the point where it's actually being improved. So he's connecting some tiles. Brennus's core is actually pretty well safe at this point. Like, Brennus has actually managed to get, well, he has a gazillion forests, so he needs to chop them down. But like, he's actually got resources connected. Meanwhile, Tokugawa's land is still, ugh. My Toku for number 2 pick is not looking so great. I'm kind of glad I didn't pick him first, which I was seriously thinking of doing. It's a lot of barbarians. It's a good thing that this city is 40% borders and a bunch of protective archers. So yeah, no one has connected any metals. I don't think anyone's connected a strategic resource yet. Oh, horses for Mao. You'd think he'd be doing a little bit better since he's got horses. He's just kind of gotten crowded out of everywhere. Toku and Bismarck, the sick men. Yeah, like Bismarck doesn't really have anything connected. Oh, look at this. This is just sad. Old Sarai is, what, 4 tiles away? 4 tiles away from Kyoto. That's a sign you're not doing well when the Mongol leader puts a city there. Now, sadly, he's got the iron resource on the diagonal, which means he's not going to have that connected immediately. This settler could actually sneak in and grab that. Kind of curious where this one's going to go. The road got pillaged again. Yeah, Gilgamesh has not been able to connect that. Copper yet. I think Hammurabi's the only one who has. No, he hasn't connected his copper yet either. You would think he'd be able to. It's 1 tile outside his capital, but he still hasn't been able to. Although Gilgamesh just attacked with his archers and cleared his territory. He's moving his settler up here. Oh, you know what? He sees the resources, the jungle resources, and he wants them. Oh well, that's not a worse spot. You can make use of the floodplains tiles. And he is connecting this resource here. Although his workers really just need to connect the copper. I guess sooner or later they'll do it. So yeah, Hammurabi's a score leader. No surprise there. He's the least bothered by barbarians. I suspect he's also rather unpopular. Yep, worst enemy of Brennus, Genghis Khan, and Tokugawa. So that's why I don't think long term he's going to be very strong. Similarly, Brennus is relatively sheltered from barbarians, so he's looking strong now, but he has no room for expansion, which is kind of bad. At least he does have 1 iron resource, so once he gets to ironworking, he'll be okay. This archer is like going on a deep mission. Oh yeah, Brennus also has a lot of points from Holy City culture. That's true. I mean, Tokugawa just... I don't know what's going on with him. He's got an unescorted settler over here. Oh, that's right. He lost a settler, and now this one he can't seem to get out. Losing that settler really hurt him. If he'd had a third city, like if he'd had a city, like say on this hill tile, just like soaking up pressure from the barbarians, that would have allowed him to improve his capital. But because he wasn't able to do that, his capital has just continuously been raided over and over again. There was actually a horse tile in Gilgamesh's territory too. As far as Mao goes, he still has not connected another resource, or he still has not founded another. Oh, he founded this city here, right on the border, but he still hasn't pushed any further north. I guess he can't really do that with the barbarians. He has another settler here, but I don't think there's a place for it to go. Like, he's been running out of room to expand. I think all the leaders, AI leaders, are still waiting to get metals connected, because they won't attack someone if they don't have any metals connected. Like, they just won't, flat out won't declare war if they have no copper and no iron, is my understanding. So Temujin's going further north. Looks like he is going to grab this spot and give himself horses. I think they'll attack if they have horses, but if they have 0 resources at all, I don't think that they will attack. Is this settler going to grab this spot? Yep. All right, so another important spot for Gilgamesh, picks up the gold. Did manage to get 5 cities here. Toku still struggling. Hamburg still in barbarian hands, at least for the time being. Told that to Cyrus last game. The metal is ironically helping Genghis keep him out of war. Yeah, potentially, although he could hit a weaker... I mean, it depends on who he attacks, right? He would be most likely to attack Hammurabi, which wouldn't go very well. That said, as soon as he connects horses, he can absolutely declare war. Why? Why on the gold tile, buddy? Why? Why not 1 tile west? I don't get it. I guess he gets the defensive bonus for being on a hill, but seems a little weird. He actually has 3 happiness resources, which is pretty nice. All right, here we go. Building a mine. This could be the first metal connected in the entire game right here. Although Gilgamesh's economy is really bad, he needs to get some tile improvements down. All right, so we finally have a metal connected on someone. What are we, 64 turns into the game? This is the first one. Toku has metals? Does he? I don't think so. Oh, he does. How did he get copper connected? Oh, he has it over here. Okay, I'm wrong. I missed that. You guys are right. So I'm wrong. Toku already had oxes. And that's going to allow him to finally start taking control of his territory. He'll probably get this city too. Although it would be auto-raised right now. No barb cities in the north. Definitely seems like the south got hit harder. And someone said they think Mao has iron. He does. Okay. So I'm wrong. Mao also has connected a resource. It's got iron. All right. Well, now we should maybe start looking at who's worst enemy of whom. Brennus is worst enemy of Hammurabi. Hammurabi is worst enemy of Brennus and Genghis. Like, Mao is pleased with most of these, except Hammurabi, but he'll declare it pleased, so that doesn't mean that much. Genghis really dislikes Hammurabi, so that's his most likely target. As far as someone like Gilgamesh, he could probably go after anyone. And Genghis beelined iron. Gotcha. Wait, did Genghis Khan go for ironworking before animal husbandry? Okay, that's a strange priority sense. He didn't have animal husbandry. No wonder he didn't settle on this tile. He couldn't see the horses. Well, that's... Oh, never mind. I was going to say that's bad because he didn't pop the borders, but he apparently got a spread of Hammurabi's religion. So he'll convert on this upcoming turn. And then that'll actually allow him to pop borders and get horses. So that's pretty significant. Some very oddly shaped empires in this game, right? We've got the diagonal to the northwest set up here. Oh, we also have a little city snuck in here. Well, it seems likely that Gilgamesh and Brennus are going to come into conflict with one another. It seems very likely, with the two of them being right on top of each other. Like, there's a lot of border overlap between these two. Tokugawa is just so weak, and Bismarck as well, but Toku still only having the 2 cities is kind of crazy this late in the game. He's just kind of like there to be snapped up by somebody. Looks like Bismarck's going to get a 4th city, even though he still has not been able to get to the south of down here. This city, Hamburg, which is building barracks. But yeah, the AIs now finally have like metal resources connected, and that means that we might actually see them going to war. I'm surprised by how much land the Mongols were able to get to their south. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, he's got 7 cities right now. Genghis looking pretty strong here. Yeah, he's going to build Great Wall, it looks like. But like the Mongols got a lot of territory. The fact that like they claim this spot and this spot is pretty surprising. Yet somehow didn't get this spot, which is weird. Did that affect his attitude converting to Hinduism at all? Nope, he's still annoyed towards Hammurabi, even with the same religion. Still not enough. Bismarck is less culture choked and more barbarian choked, it seems like. Oh, he's also trying to build Great Wall. He also apparently hasn't researched mysticism because none of his cities have popped borders. Yeah, I'd actually say that out of all the leaders, I mean, Hammurabi has by far the most score right now, but his diplomatic situation's awful. I mean, it's not impossible, though, that like a Genghis Khan could attack him and then he could counter that and start snowballing ahead. It's not impossible that Hammurabi could win this. He also just picked up another holy city. Though I don't know that that actually helps him. Yeah, like if it's just a 1v1 Hammurabi against, say, Genghis Khan, I think his position's not that bad. Although, I wouldn't be surprised if the power is starting to spike for some... Yeah, so Mao and Genghis are both spiking in power. How far did Mao get to the north? Not very far. So let's see if either of them's plotting war, just out of curiosity. Nope, he's not. Nope, not at the moment. Like, where these early war declarations pop up could be really significant. I mean, it always is, right? So now Toku has also picked up the religion of Hammurabi. If he can make some allies with religion, that would help him a lot. And Toku did finally get a third city, finally, down here, 70 turns into the game. Bismarck has no medals connected and no realistic prospect of getting them. His intended medal was this one, but that's been claimed by Babylon, so he's probably pretty dead. Like, he has no realistic chance of getting... I guess this one, I guess he could get this iron. But, like, if he doesn't get any medals, he's just gonna die to somebody. If not early on, then later. So who's gonna get the Great Wall? Is it gonna go to Bismarck? Yep. Great. Sullla's not regained control of Hamburg. I mean, I guess he briefly had it for like one turn. These two are just seem determined to overlap with one another's territory. I don't really see this working out long term between Gilgamesh and Brennus. One of them's going to have to beat the other. I'm hoping for my pick that that's Gilgamesh. At least his teching is going to be helped along by having this tile. Really needed that gold resource because his economy was looking weak. In terms of actual research, Bismarck 11, Brennus 8. Ugh, that's not good. 8 beakers per turn. Same for Genghis. Gilgamesh 13. Half of that's probably from the gold resource. Hammurabi 18. I guess no one's research is very good. 15. Barbarian 0. Yeah. Still, Brennus, that 8 beakers per turn is not very good. He still doesn't even have pottery yet. So no cottages for him. But he did just pick up a lot of money. Oh, hey, the Germans got their city back, finally. For the time being, anyway. Although there's a barbarian stack here to potentially take it back. Never mind. 2 archers would probably be enough. So Biz has finally gotten some cities. Finally. So right now we're... Oh yeah, he has Great Wall. You're right, he has Great Wall. You guys are like, hey, he's Great Wall. They can't attack. He's safe. I guess that's one way to deal with the situation. For the most part, though, the Civs do look like they are gaining control of their territory finally. They mostly all have resources connected now. And where did he get access to iron? I'm trying to remember where he got that. Oh, this one, way down here. Okay, wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 7. His 7 cities. Although I guess Gilgamesh also has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, it feels like the strong civs right now are Hammurabi, Genghis Khan, Gilgamesh, That's about it. Maybe Brennus and Mao. Toko and Bismarck are clearly like weaker than anyone else at the moment. I don't think either of them have any realistic chance at the moment of like a top finish. All right, that's another person converting to Hammurabi's religion. This is really good for Hammurabi that all these people are picking up his religion because his peace weight situation is awful. But if he can make religious friends, that might allow him to not get run over. And Brennus just tossed down another fishing village. Not a bad one though. It's got a seafood resource, so that makes it worth having. So we should see the first war declaration relatively soon. I'm like, we should see it relatively soon. Oh, like 1 second after I say that. So this is a kind of a predetermined war. We would expect these two to get involved. The question, though, is, does anyone else get involved? Does Hammurabi turn this around and start making progress against Genghis Khan? Like, there's a number of, yeah, that really was perfect timing. Like, there's a couple different ways this could go. I think the most likely outcome is neither side has catapults. This is just a wasteful slaughter on both ends. That's probably the most likely result. But it could also flip either way, right? It could be Hammurabi proves to be the stronger of the two, starts taking Mongol cities, becomes so strong that he actually can survive having a terrible peace weight. An alternative way that this can go, though, is Genghis Khan starts taking a few cities, Hammurabi loses his 2 border cities, and then all of a sudden the Mongols are doing what they did to Cyrus in the last game, and they're off and rolling, and nobody really stops them. Does Hammer not have metals yet? No, he does not, because he doesn't have bronze working. Yeah, kind of forgot to research that one. So he does not. He actually cottaged his copper resource. So he has horses, but no metals. Narrow window of time for Genghis to strike here. That said, he does have his unique unit, Bowman, which is going to help him here. Let's highlight them because this is a unit we don't see that often. So replaces Archer, plus 50% against melee. Big deal. That's the only reason this city has any realistic shot, is because the swords will not get as good odds. That said, I still think they have decent odds to take the city because of the low base strength on archers, but... Oh, hey, actually didn't attack. Maybe he's being smart and going for this city, which is extremely vulnerable. Like, it has 2 bowmen in it. That would be, well, let's not get ahead of ourselves, but it would be significant if he took this city, because then Genghis might actually flip into that religion. Well, no. Nope. And now walls. So this is not enough units to make this a successful attack. So picking the wrong city to attack would be much smarter attacking Civ4. So it looks like Hammurabi's going to be okay for the time being. I mean, I guess we'll watch the attack, but I don't see this happening. Yeah, so that went nowhere predictably. And now walls are going to be up in the city, and that's that. Just promoted all the bowmen, unfortunately. Yeah, this is nowhere near enough units to take this city. And so Hammer's got his shrine up. Let's just look at their power bar graphs. I think the Mongols were ahead. I don't know if they're still ahead. It's it's the Mongols and the Chinese are way out in front in power. So that's the question, is Mao plotting? Nope. Apparently he's not plotting war, he just has a lot of units. Apparently. And he's got like a bunch of units in there, but... Did Toko get a Barb city? He did, apparently. Yeah, because Bantu's not on the Japanese city list. Apparently he took this one. So he did get a Barb city. Now that he... well, there goes war number 2. I don't know if this is great for Tokugawa, but it's going to pull him into another war. He probably should be, if he's going after someone, he should be going after Bismarck, because Bismarck's so much weaker. He may have been brought into this war, or he might have just been plotting it. Looks like he was plotting it himself, though. Meanwhile, Bismarck's like, please don't kill me. I have no medals, and I won't have them anytime soon. Just leave me alone. But this is definitely going to slow down Hammurabi. Create space for other leaders to do stuff. And look at that, he's the worst enemy of Brennus. Genghis Khan and Tokugawa. I wonder if Brennus would march a stack across his territory. Unfortunately for everyone else, this city is not likely to flip anytime soon. Gilgamesh picking up Brennus's religion is expected, but it is still pretty significant because it'll boost relations between the two of them, which had to have been kind of strained. So yeah, so now they're up to pleased with one another. They also have very similar peace weight. So another worst enemy, or I guess Gilgamesh doesn't have a worst enemy right now. He seems pretty chill. Either cautious or pleased with everyone. His smartest thing to do would be just do nothing until he gets to construction and then look to attack at that point. I don't know if he'll be smart enough to do that, but that would be the optimal move. Brennus does not like Bismarck, and he does not like Hammurabi. Hammurabi doesn't really like anyone except Bismarck. And Tokugawa doesn't like Hammurabi. Yeah, Hammer first to die pick looking better. I agree that I just think he's strong enough that he's not going to fold right away. Maybe, though. Like, Bismarck is a much weaker target. It's just he is not getting attacked at the moment. So, like, this city... You know, this city was going to build walls, but it stopped for some reason. The units inside are getting pretty highly promoted, though, because these units keep attacking and dying. Like, these swords should kill some units, but I still don't think this is going to go very well. Not against axes on defense. Yep. That did not succeed. There's the Great General for Hammurabi. Still don't really see how this city holds out long-term, because it doesn't even control its own first-string tiles. But Hammurabi getting dragged down by warfare is certainly good for the leaders who are not currently doing the fighting. Like, it's good for Gilgamesh if he's staying out of this round of wars. His economy really sucks, so he needs to improve that by, like, building cottages, which he is actually tossing down some of them. Toku really probably should not be fighting a war right now, considering how weak his situation is, but that's what he's doing. Genghis is going for horseback riding, and introducing Kashyyyks into the mix would maybe help. I don't see a lot of spears. Yeah, that actually would help. I don't see a bunch of spears on the part of the Babylonians. Man, Genghis just keeps sending those units, doesn't he? City Raider 3 sword. Okay, that's kind of scary. The city really should build walls, although it's about to pop quarters in 2 turns, so I guess that's not as significant. But, like, that City Raider 3 sword's gonna kill something. It's gonna get odds on almost anything. Well, I guess not. Guess that it looks like that unit failed its dice roll, and then it was just cleanup after that. So the Battle of Kurigalzu, the city just continues to be under siege. Just out of curiosity, if you see, Mao is not plotting war at the moment. Just seems to be content to be in builder mode. Gilgamesh has gotten a capital all the way up to size 10. That's pretty large for this point in time in the game. Like, compare here, the city's size 4. Although I guess it has a large happy cap, it just hasn't gotten there yet. Yeah, the extra half, I mean, like, look, Berlin's size 4 because it has no resources. Although Bismarck, if he can actually take these Barb cities with, I mean, he only has chariots, so it's going to be rough. But if Bismarck gets left alone, he actually will be not a complete joke. Like, he's going to settle for the iron here. So he's looking a little bit less likely to be first to die right now. Meanwhile, this city's like a freaking fortress now. Probably not going to fall without catapults. Probably. Although Hammurabi is not going to... he's not going to be able to continue snowballing if he has to keep building units as opposed to building, like, actual city improvements. The Mongols build roads up there. Roads to the Arctic. This city finally will be useful because it's going to pop borders. And now is Brennus plotting war? He is a very militaristic AI. Nope, apparently not. Because I'm wondering if, like, he will throw units across on the other side of the world at Hammurabi as well. And here comes more Tokugawa units. They really hate this city, don't they? It's hard to see this falling before catapults, but once someone gets construction, it will almost certainly collapse, and then we'll see more interesting stuff. In the meantime, though, the Mongols just keep tossing units into this city. The bowmen are really earning their keep here. So, like, Tokugawa just attacked and gave free promotions over to the other leaders. Great Lighthouse could be nice. Problem is, I think he only has 2 coastal cities, 1 coastal city. So yeah, not that useful. If this city builds the Oracle, the culture could actually push back against what's his name? Because like this tile is first ring, so it should Nanjing should get this tile eventually against Gilgamesh, especially if it builds the Oracle. Actually, could end up flipping this city if it builds the Oracle. Turfan is like, does it have any culture? No, because the Mongols still haven't researched mysticism, have they? Nope, no mysticism for you. No surprise there. Anyway, yeah, the not so great lighthouse. Yes, there's a lot of units lining up to attack this, but I mean, it's a pretty well defended city, and with the cultural defenses in place too. Yeah, a lot of units, some units definitely attacked, and oh, it looks like Hammurabi got the Oracle up, and we know what he took because he's building a forge, so he oracled metal casting. Good choice for him. You've heard of Poverty Point. Can I introduce you to Poverty Lighthouse? I mean, he's got 2 extra trade routes in his 1 city. By the way, again, don't sleep on Bismarck. He's actually quietly doing a lot better over here. I would say at this point, Hammurabi is more likely to be first to die than Bismarck, because nobody seems to be going after Biz. If Tokugawa had attacked him earlier, he would not have been able to get this city down, but since he did, he'll have access to metals, and he will not be a dead Cid walking. He actually might be decently strong because there's a lot of land down here. Like, look at the territory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If he grabs that, 8, 9. I mean, Toko has 4 cities. Like, he could be reasonably strong. I still don't think he makes it out of this game, but doesn't look like totally weak. Yeah, the Great Wall actually really is helping. It's just keeping the barbs off him, forcing them to go harass other leaders like Tokugawa. And Brennus is continuing to found fishing villages. This one at least had clams in the first string, or crabs in the first string. Yeah, he's still not plotting war. How about Gilgamesh? Nope, apparently not. Which is the correct thing for him to do right now. He should just build for the time being. Wait until construction's available. And meanwhile out here, Fort Dur Kurigalzu continues to hold steady. Like, there's just a lot of units in there. Why the Mongols haven't tried attacking here at all is beyond me. It's a far more vulnerable city, and yet there's been like no attempt to attack it at all. Hammurabi just, you know, I think he's had room to expand to more cities, but he really hasn't. He's stayed at these 6. He could probably get another city up here in the north. I mean, there's not a lot up here, but I don't know. I guess he could try to get a fishing village. There's room for a really nice fishing village, like on this spot. The fish, double silver, the furs. Feels like someone should drop a city there. Did you delete an island of Brennus land? So many impossible to work whales. I guess there must have been something over here. Because, yeah, there's some impossible to work tiles, so there must have been something over there. And we've actually made it 100 turns into this game. Kind of surprising. Largely still just that ongoing war, the main thing that's been taking place. Oh, Gilgamesh is going to unlock his unique unit courthouses, which unlock at priesthood. That's smart. Because he's got some decent maintenance costs in some of these cities. Maybe he'll be able to go above 30% research after that. All right, let's look at bar graphs, 100 turns in. GNP, right now it's Mao, a surprising Mao. and a not so surprising Hammurabi that are leading in GNP. And then we have Brennus and Gilgamesh are very even, and then the other three are down here. Some of that I'm sure is via culture. Production, pretty close. It's more looks like Tokugawa is struggling. Food, Gilgamesh and Genghis Khan are close. Tokugawa is in last. Power, Gilgamesh is actually first now, largely because the Mongols have been building armies and losing them. A lot of shark fins on here. Brennus apparently lost a lot of units, and somehow, I guess he had a clash with barbarians. Culture, not unexpectedly, the Babylonians are leading. The revolt chance of the Mongol city. I don't think any of the Mongol cities have a revolt chance. Oh, this city I guess does. 2% right now. This city does not have a revolt chance yet, yeah. If this city had gotten the Oracle, it would have been different, but it did not manage to claim that. I do think it's going to get this tile soon, though. And a lot of people are building the pyramids. Let's see who's likely to get it. I think Mao is in the driver's seat for that. I think he's the furthest ahead as far as who's most likely. Oh no, Bismarck is actually furthest ahead. He's only 7 turns away. Gilgamesh get mysticism, yeah. It's actually the Mongols who need mysticism. Excuse me. But that's the thing about the Mongols. They're going to emphasize military techs, and they're going to, when you do that, you're going to leave some other stuff behind. Like, you have to make some sacrifices. This city almost got captured by a little stack from Brennus. Not Brennus, Hammurabi, although you probably should have just kept these guys on defense, honestly, instead of running them around in enemy territory. Because you saw how that happened, that just got wiped out. And now the city's looking kind of vulnerable. So in terms of research, Bismarck 23, Brennus 24, Genghis Khan 32. He's a little bit higher, that's surprising. 25 from Gilgamesh, 43 for Hammurabi, looks like the tech leader. 60 for Mao, wow, 60 from Mao. 21 for Tokugawa. The clear tech leader at the moment. Huh, I guess that Great Lighthouse is doing some work. Why is his research so good? Maybe his maintenance costs are just low. I don't know, but he's leading in tech by a wide margin. Well, good for him. So no one's still, it looks like Genghis Khan is heading towards construction because he's on math. I suspect that's where he's going. No, he's going towards calendar, okay. I guess he has some calendar tech resources to connect. So far, still just that one war. Mao's got a lot of cottages at his capital. Yeah, he does. All right, so Bismarck gets the pyramids. Bismarck has done a pretty good job of recovering from his horrible start. Like, he's still one of the weaker leaders, but he's not a total joke at this point. Seems somewhat unlikely to be first to die right now. I guess Gilgamesh got another city down here in the deep south. This is one of those cities that probably would have been better off not founding it, because it's pretty useless. I guess it brings in marble, so not totally useless, but certainly not too good. I was just wondering if that worker would get snatched, but doesn't look like it. Builds pyramids, adopts hereditary rule. Alright, so get a double peace treaty. No cities changing hands. So first war of the game, inconclusive. Main thing it did, so we had like those 3 options. Maybe Hammurabi wins this in snowballs. Maybe Genghis Khan wins this war in snowballs. Instead it was option C. It was nobody gets any territory, and it just slows down both leaders. And Tokugawa as well, but Toku is in a weaker position. Toku looks like the weakest of the leaders in the game right now. So we're back to peace for the time being. Yeah, Hammurabi did a good job of defending himself. His opponents will probably have catapults by the time the next war breaks out, so he might not do so well, but he survived the first war. It does feel like Bismarck might be getting sheltered a little bit by the presence of Tokugawa, the fact that no one's like actually next to him. If this is used for a shrine, we might actually see this religion spread into Genghis Khan's territory, to the point that he adopts the Judaism as a religion. Man, this guy just keeps cranking out the religions, doesn't he? Which was that, the theology or the code of laws? I think it was the theology religion. It was okay. So he used his great prophet for he light bulbed theology with the great prophet. I don't know if that was the best choice, but whatever. Also, Gilgamesh, how do you not have writing yet? You're creative. You get cheap libraries. What the heck? Again, some of these cities just seem determined to create conflict between Brennus and Gilgamesh. Although he's apparently has Hammurabi as his worst enemy. I guess religion's keeping them on propped up, but boy, do they have a lot of border tension. Like, why would you put a city? Like, what is going on with this border? This is a seriously weird border. Anyway, it looks like Gilgamesh's focus right now is trying to take this Barb city, which will just be auto-raised, rather than, like, plotting war. I don't know how Gilgamesh ignored libraries up to this point in time, but he did get his ziggurats out, his cheaper, earlier courthouses. He apparently built Moai statues here. This is a nice city. Not very well defended if anyone were to attack it, but a nice city. So yeah, right now there's no one at war. I guess we should just check in to see if anyone's plotting it, but at the moment no one's at war. Yeah, no surprise there. We knew that city would be auto-raised. Would have been a decent city to keep, though, because it's got a seafood resource here. Looks like Brennus is going to try to settle that, though, because he's got a settler right. Yep, Brennus is like, great, thanks, I'll take it. This Barb city is very, very slowly building a worker for some reason. So now Mao has picked up the... Boy, Hinduism's really common as a religion. Could cause some problems for Brennus and Gilgamesh long term because no one else seems to be practicing their religion. I do think this game overall is pretty open right now. Like, there's no one is really running away with this game. It's kind of up for grabs. Brennus gets his shrine. That'll just cause his religion to spread further down here in this part of the map. Kind of need it'd be interesting if Brennus converted Tokugawa to Taoism as well. He created like a team Taoist. Does anyone not like weak Toku? Well, Hammurabi doesn't because he declared war on him. I don't think anyone else is too unhappy. We can look at the diplomacy here again. Friendly, Toku is actually friendly with Genghis and vice versa. So the two of them like each other. As far as how do people feel about Tokugawa, if you want to know that, you look at this column here. So Brennus doesn't especially like him because of the religion. And even though there's a +6 brothers and sisters of the faith, there's only cautious because you declared war on us. I actually don't see a ton of worst enemies here. Hammurabi's still worst enemy of Brennus and Gilgamesh, but they haven't actually fought him before. Yeah, friendly Toku always feels weird. One of the issues for the Mongols is they grabbed all these cities, but because he still hasn't researched, any texts that provide culture, like look how little territory the Mongols control. They like can't work any tiles at their cities, and that's kind of a problem. So Genghis has kind of fallen down the list over time because he just, like, his cities mostly don't have any culture. I guess he did finally get monuments, so they're like slowly now popping their borders. But this city is still a very real revolt chance, like 5% odds every turn it could flip. Yeah, so Genghis Khan did get mysticism very late. So Gilgamesh looks like he will have construction by the time he starts his first war, whenever that might be. He's the first one to go after that. Bismarck still has not been able to take these barbarian cities. We actually have a very small Hammurabi stack coming over. I do think that Bismarck is most likely to get these because he has actual units over here. But for now, Hammurabi is still hanging in there. He actually did found that tundra fishing village that I had floated. Normally this wouldn't be a good city to found, but the growth costs are so cheap for the AI on deity. Like basically any city is worthwhile. Like even this city, all it really needs is a lighthouse and a granary, and it's fine. Like it's good to go at that point. So that was the other Barb city down here. Now Mao has gotten the Code of Laws religion. So if he swaps into that, which he very well might if he spreads this in his capital. Remember, the AI always has a preference for running its own religions if it can. He just moved it here. Let's see if he wins the conversion. Oh, Hanging Gardens, okay. A lot of wonders going down. Everybody likes wonders, apparently. Just wondering if this... Alright, so he did succeed on the Confucianism dice roll in his capital. We'll have to see if he now swaps. Oh, back for round 2, apparently. We'll have to see if Mao swaps into Confucianism. Alright, here we go, round 2. I don't think this is going to do any better, because he still doesn't have construction yet. Right? Or am I wrong? Nope, he went calendar, not construction. Alright, well that's war number 3. Really doesn't like this guy. The bigger question will be if anyone piles into this war. Yeah, the Brennus-Gilgamesh border is just what is going on down here? This is so weird. Apparently they're going to toss a settler down here too. Third war, yep, it's a third war. I got it. So I don't think this is going to succeed. Not against the city that has walls. Probably just going to send a whole lot of Kashyyyks to the glue factory. Again, why he's not attacking this city is beyond me. Although apparently Mao's about to hit somebody. Look at this. Mao's got a big old stack here. And there's really only one person this could be targeting. Sure looks like he wants to go after Hammurabi here. Now, does he have construction? I don't think he does either. Nope, he doesn't. Although he actually has way more tech than anyone else. This would just get taken over by the Mongols via cultural acquisition, though. I mean, it sure looks like he's about to attack. Yep. Yep. Alright. Mao gonna hammer the hammer. So it's pretty bad news for Hammurabi. And it's pretty good news for Genghis, because he should be able to get some territory out of this. Hammurabi is going construction, though. The big issue for him is he just doesn't have that many cities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has 6 left now. Like, that's not that much production. Unfortunately for Mao, I don't know how much gain he gets out of taking some of this territory. He's also probably not likely to make much more progress past this. Not unless he gets catapults, but we'll see. I wouldn't be shocked if more leaders pile into this, too. Because people do not seem to like Hammurabi. Yeah, so this is how he feels about everyone else. He's friendly with Bismarck. He's not very popular with anyone else, is he? Worst enemy of Brennus, war with Genghis Khan. Worst enemy of Gilgamesh, war with Mao. War with... oh, wait, no. War with Tokugawa? Toku just attacked too? This is probably just being bought into the war by somebody else, but still. Okay. Man, everybody does not like this guy. Bismarck, you're really getting a pass in this game somehow. Hammurabi, Mr. Popular. Kind of shocked that Bismarck has been totally ignored by everybody, but they just really seem to dislike Hammurabi. Peace weight, a crisis of peace weight. So Hammurabi looks very likely to be first to die at this point, given that he's incredibly unpopular. And he's got a whole bunch of people coming after him. I mean, again, there's still time for more wacky stuff to happen diplomatically, but this doesn't look good for him. And we just had that, just had another Mongol stack wiped out. We should stop to look at the power bar graphs, though. So Gilgamesh, I mean, we've seen the Mongols lose a lot of units in this fighting without actually achieving anything. But Hammurabi's here, so He's going to have a tough time fighting off multiple opponents. Is Gilgamesh planning to jump in? Let's see. Alright, he's planning to do something to somebody. As far as who he dislikes Hammurabi the most, but, you know, he's only cautious with Bismarck and cautious with Genghis Khan. Attack against Genghis Khan would be pretty devastating for the Mongols. I actually think that would be probably the smartest choice, because it's not like taking land up here would do anything. But Gilgamesh attack that like just sniped these cities would be really quite nice. Well, we'll see. I'll have to figure out where these units end up going. I mean, the Mongols are very much tied up here. It's got a little stack right here. Where's the catapults, though? You have construction. Oh, and there's war elephants, too. By the way, what about Brennus? Is he plotting war? Alright, he's also plotting war. So, yeah. Brennus is a little more straightforward. I think he just really dislikes... So he doesn't like Bismarck, and he doesn't like Hammurabi. He likes Gilgamesh a lot. Everybody else he's pretty lukewarm on. Oh yeah, Mongols would also lose their iron, because their iron is right here. We'll see. So these two are plotting. It's just a matter of time until they hop into a conflict of some kind. Mal looks like he just wants to defend this little tile to the death, which apparently there's no Mongol culture on, so he won't like gift that away or anything. Well, there it is. Look, war with Genghis Khan. So he did attack the Mongols. We just haven't seen it pop up on the screen yet. So yeah, that was his target. Here we go. Yep. Feels like a very smart move. And he's got catapults, so, I mean, not in this stack, but that city has 2 units in it, so... I'm feeling the 14 war declaration count might be low. But this feels like Gilgamesh is making his move. Like he's been building up, and now he's going to lay the hammer down. Oh, he actually didn't take that city? Didn't end up attacking it, oddly. So if you're rooting for Hammurabi, and I don't know who's rooting for Hammurabi, but this is a good development for him, certainly. It's like, where are those catapults at? Still doesn't have any catapults in this stack. Looks like he pulled the units back to get catapults or something. Not sure. I thought I did update the war counter. Did I miss it? I thought I got it. Didn't I update it? It's pretty sure I got it. I think you guys will tell me if I'm wrong, but I was pretty sure I had that. Yeah, okay. So yeah, the Mongols do have construction. The problem for the Mongols is they're at war with, like they just don't have a lot of tiles. They actually have a decent number of cities, but they're lacking tiles. Here's also something that's significant. So the ivory resource here that Gilgamesh is currently using to build elephants, it's likely to flip over to China's control in a couple turns, and then he won't be able to build elephants anymore. So pretty significant. And I don't see any other elephants nearby. So like there's one here, and Genghis has some, and then there's some way over here by Bismarck. Bismarck's still in this game. Everyone's ignoring him, but he did take that Barb city. Like, still technically in this game. Actually has made it up to the middle of the pack now because he's just been staying out of wars. Brennus has one as well. Did I miss the Brennus one? Oh yeah, Brennus. Okay, I missed it because it was underneath his city. Okay, so he'll be able to have access to that. So yeah, now we do have to wonder where Brennus is going. Like, Brennus is, remember, plotting war as well. What? Okay, I didn't see that coming. I didn't even know there was a stack over there. All right, okay. Well, good job, Tokugawa. Apparently you captured a random city way over on the other side of Hammurabi's territory. And there's still a battle going on over here, too. Although I think this is not likely to succeed. There are 2 catapults here, so they are... I can't see the city very well. 40, yeah, so going to be a siege over here at this spot. But that city will fall in time because there's catapults there. This is like just a huge mess in terms of who's fighting whom. Yeah, another Mongol stack just got cleaned up there. It tried to attack and just didn't succeed. I really don't understand how that attack succeeded, but okay. Like, Tokugawa does not have catapults, I don't think. Does he have construction? Oh, he does. Okay, that would explain it. He must have just sieged it down and taken that spot. So yeah, 2 catapults here. So that means he can take out, what, 8% of the defenses each turn? So everyone right now, other than Brennus and Bismarck, are in wars. And Brennus is going for construction too. We've like got this random Mao city here. We've got this random Tokugawa city here. Man, poor Hammurabi. Everyone just hated him in this game. So it seems like we're not going to have another big fight until the defenses get taken out here. Which should be just another turn or two. Because it's at 14%. I am a little surprised that no one went after... Oh, wow, that's a nice wonder for... Both of those are pretty important wonders. Hammurabi having the statue of Zeus will mean a lot of war weariness for the people who have been throwing units against him. I don't know if the war weariness... I think... Does anyone know, does the war weariness like instantly double, or does it start doubling once you finish it? I'm not exactly sure how that works. Also, look, now the elephants have passed back into Chinese territory. Although Gilgamesh seems to have plenty of happiness, it's just he loses the ability to train elephants. He's probably going to have maces relatively soon, so I don't think it's going to be super significant, but... Alright, so the defenses are basically down now. Did Brennus end up ever attacking someone? I don't think he did. Gilgamesh has apparently been planting tundra cities down here while this went on. What city is Zeus in? Good question. Let's see. Because Hammurabi is someone who we know has a decent chance of getting taken out. So the Hindu shrine's in here, in Akkad. It's probably in the capital. Alright, it's in the capital. The Stonehenge, Oracle, Hagia Sophia, and Statue of Zeus are all in the capital. As Hammurabi frantically researches music to get the free great artist. Alright, this should be the turn that we see an attack on Samarkand, because the defenses are down now. Let's see if the city can hold. It is not on a hill, so I would say no. Well, doesn't look like that attack did nearly as well as I thought it would. Kinda didn't really succeed, rather surprisingly. Especially because that city doesn't even really seem to have very good defenses. Alright, a lot of injured units there. A lot of fighting. A lot of low health catapults, actually. But the city seems like it might have held here, which is a little surprising. I thought Gilgamesh would just roll right over this city, and that has not happened. Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of defenders left, but it's still holding for the time being. Kind of surprising, honestly. So, Genghis signed peace with Hammurabi. So now it's just a 1v1 war. It feels like Gilgamesh maybe missed his moment here a little bit. Oh, is Tokugawa's stack large enough to take capital? No. Feels like Gilgamesh maybe misfired here a little bit. I'm still surprised he didn't just take that city. I mean, like, the first turn of the war, there's 2 defenders in there. I think he could have captured it pretty easily. Instead, it looks like he's come up just a little bit short. Needed like 4 or 5 more units. The units still left in here have really poor defenses. Genghis Khan also goes first in the turn order, so he can reinforce this city. Looks like he just came up short, honestly. And now that it's a 1v1 war, he's not going to have the 2v1 advantage. Like a whole bunch of Mongol units off. I guess the city is down to just 2 catapults defending it, so maybe. Now building the Colossus is kind of nice, too. I mean, he doesn't have that many coastal cities, but the ones he does have are... I mean, like, that's pretty nice. Pretty nice city here. Extra trade routes. Moai, size 16 capital, not bad. I believe Mao is still the tech leader in this game right now. I'm keeping the focus here because this. Oh, it looks like that city was finally taken. I'm a little surprised. And here comes Brennus, by the way. He's going after somebody, probably Hammurabi. I wonder if that'll prove to be like one of those big turning point moments. Oh, somehow he got elephants back. Someone trading him ivory? I bet someone's trading him ivory. The AI flips around those resources like it's nothing. All right, Gilgamesh. Yep, he's getting it from Mao. So Mao went around and he just traded the ivory right back again because Mao has 2 ivory. Okay. Well, that's convenient. So does this remove... So this does cut off the iron from Genghis Khan, as you guys mentioned. Just lost their iron. Meanwhile, Mao does have a bunch of units. He's got a pretty nice stack over here. And he does have catapults in it, so he has a chance to take down defenders. Tokugawa is still at war with Hammurabi as well. And Brennus has a stack on the way, which we just saw. So this is not targeted at Gilgamesh, because it would have already declared war if Gilgamesh was the target. It's probably headed for Hammurabi, but let's keep an eye on where it goes. I mean, it could be going somewhere else, but Hammurabi seems like the most likely target. Also, we should get a check-in on power. Yeah, Gilgamesh lost a lot of units there, but the Mongols lost even more. Now Brennus is top in power. Bismarck is now second. How does Bismarck feel about other AIs, by the way? He's just been so out of this game. Cautious towards Brennus, cautious towards Genghis Khan, cautious towards Gilgamesh. He likes Hammurabi and Mao and Tokugawa, somewhat oddly. I guess that's religion at work there. I wonder how much the religious divide played into the Gilgamesh versus Genghis Khan war. All right, so there's another stack here. I suppose they'll start sieging this city down too. Now, those are a lot of nice wonders for whoever captures them, which looks like it might be Mao at this point. It's got like these stacks heading further to the east. This city is still holding out right now. I guess Tokugawa is slowly building a force. He's got little catapults here. Just walking right through Bismarck's territory. Does look like Hammurabi is most likely to be first to die. Oh, look, here comes a Genghis stack to take this city back. Yeah, Gilgamesh is not... I thought he'd just roll through this war. I thought that this was going to be like pretty easy stuff for him, but it's not happening at all. He's really struggling. That's not significant. I thought that with like all this extra territory, he would just carve right through, because I mean there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's only 6 cities left for the Mongols right now. By the way, there goes that Brennus stack, but like that city just got recaptured again. If the Germans get to tanks, can we show the tanks? Sure, or you can just, you know, oh, hold on. All right, so Brennus declaring on Hammurabi. That's not terribly surprising. Which means Hammurabi is almost certainly the first one out of this game. Looks like he's under attack from 3 different leaders right now. It's just a matter of time. I'm a little surprised that everyone just totally ignored Bismarck and went after Hammurabi. Hammurabi was definitely much stronger. It's just, I guess, the pull of the peace weight issue was too much in this game. So this attack from Brennus is directed here. I guess does he have any catapults with this stack? I don't see any. Is he just gonna flat out attack this city? Like, I guess so. Well, there goes one of those cities. I guess the Mongols will finally get their copper resource that's 3 tiles away from their capital back after all that time. We're at 7 wars. Yes, I did miss that war counter. I think it's because it happened in mid-turn. I was whiffed on that one. All right. So Mao's stacks, which are extremely far away from his capital, are still slowly heading east, and Toku's wandering around with some units in the desert. He's got like a random little stack of a horse archer and 3 catapults here. So it looks like this city's now going to be taken by Gilgamesh, as these two like trade these cities back and forth. Mao built another wonder. Long time thinking on the inner turn here. This city has 2 breadline chariots in it. Oh! Hello. And now we've got another war. Where is Bismarck's stack? Oh, here it is. I think? Oh, here it is. He's going after this city here. Well, Bismarck actually starting to become a power in this game. Let's get that war declaration counter. And if he can start running over Japanese territory, he will be significant in this game. Declares it pleased. Yeah, does declare it pleased. So the diplomacy in this game is now a total mess. But like, this is an easy conquest for Bismarck there. Yeah, he's going to be a significant actor in this game now because he just was left alone for such a long time. Like, these two are continuing to trade cities. Although, again, I think Gilgamesh wins this long term because I just don't think there's enough Mongol cities. Brennus is marching with his forces. Mao is in the process of sieging the capital. I think he's going to get it. And then this city should fall very quickly. Boy, there's a lot going on in the game right now, isn't there? The big issue for people like Mao and Brennus is any territory they conquer over here is going to be so far away from the rest of their territory. I actually think we're going to have double city captures on this upcoming turn, because that city has no borders remaining. So this stack is certainly going to be strong enough to overrun that. And Toku has so little territory. I mean, he only has 4 cities aside from that. He's very weak. Maybe Toku can be first to die in this game. Well, I think Hammurabi has so little territory that will be first to go down, but especially with Brennus having these big stacks over here. All right, well, let's look at some stats because we're on turn 150 here. All right, so GNP, Mao continues to be the leader. I believe he's the research leader right now. He's been pretty clearly ahead in GMP for a while now. Production's pretty close, except Tokugawa and the dying Hammurabi are behind. Food, again, pretty close between Brennus and Gilgamesh and a surprising Bismarck. Mao is much lower in food. He definitely needs to conquer some territory. Power. Yeah, the Mongols, I just don't think the Mongols can keep pace long term because they just don't have as many cities in this war with Sumeria. Brennus first, Bismarck second, and then Gilgamesh third at the moment. As far as their research, Bismarck's at 95, Brennus is at 92, Mongols are 44, Gilgamesh 115, Hammurabi 61, Mao 210, he's way out in front of everyone else, Tokugawa 108. Yeah, Mao's economy definitely seems to be out in front of the others. It's more of a question of like, if someone can get a ton of territory and snowball ahead that way. So I think we're actually going to see Babylon get captured this turn. That city, of course, is going to fall. That would be a huge pickup for Mao because there's so many wonders in there. Like, he just picked up Stonehenge, Oracle, Hagia Sophia, Sistine Chapel, and Statue of Zeus. Big, big pickup. And remember, he needs territory, so... yeah, I wasn't feeling Mao in this game at all, but he's making it work on a small amount of territory in this game. Like, if he can take these 2 cities and create East China over here to go with West China, starting to look stronger. So this has been a weird game, I'm not going to lie. Hammurabi was like the strongest one coming out of the land grab phase, but also can be both the strongest and also the first to die at the same time. Bismarck completely ignored by everyone for the entire early game when he was like preposterously weak, and has been able to make a recovery off that just because he was left alone by everyone. Over here, this city has like no defenses, although it does have a lot of defenders. Also, Brennus's reinforcements just randomly wandering through, and this one city here, which can't control any of its own borders, so is starving. And Gilgamesh has got a pretty good stack there. I mean, it's a good defending stack too, though. I don't know. Meanwhile, Bismarck's stack has turned around and is headed towards the Japanese core. You know, we should probably just switch to the classical music right now. I think everyone has monarchy by this point in time, so I think we can gift ourselves that tech. A number of people are about to unlock maces. I see a lot of civil service on the research bar. Looks like, I think the Mongols, I don't think the Mongols can hold this because all those units don't get defensive bonuses. It's all Kashyyyks and catapults and they don't get any defensive bonuses. Like if they get hit by collateral damage and then like there's like 8 catapults that can hit this city, I don't think that can hold. The music did change. So Samarkand, well, a lot of fighting here. A lot of injured units on both sides. Meanwhile, we want to keep peeking in. All right, so over here, Brennus's stack and Mao's stack has reached this city. Big question who gets this, like which one of them captures it, because this is another very valuable prize. It's got a Hindu shrine with 20 cities spread. Like if Mao picks this up, he well, never mind. I was going to say Mao could convert to Hinduism, but he already is converted to Hinduism. And like the biggest battle, and there's also a fight going on here, although it looks like Bismarck's winning his fight with Tokugawa, which he should because he has like double the size. Still these Barb cities down here that no one's gone after yet. The Barbs are still making a nuisance of themselves down here too. I think it's partly because they literally can't walk into Bismarck's territory, so they're kind of forced into Tokugawa's territory. And like these fishing villages are honestly pretty strong from like both Brennus and Gilgamesh. It's too bad for Brennus he didn't get the Great Lighthouse. Look how many seaside cities he has. Like this is a good city here. Size 10, pulling in 10 beakers, paying for itself basically. If there's a seafood resource, it's definitely worth founding one of those cities. Like over here, you could put a city down like here, and that would be pretty solid too. Anyway, we're looking at fishing villages. That's a little silly. Trying to keep an eye on like the main conflict here. Yeah, again, Gilgamesh is winning this. It's bloody, it's not easy, but he's winning this. Samarkand is down to almost nothing in terms of defenders. He built the Great Lighthouse, or Great Library too, apparently. And then this city, it looks like it's getting low as well. And here goes the next group, although there's mostly catapults. Only 2 actual units that can attack in that stack, but they'll stop to bombard, so. It does seem like Mao is taking over a lot of territory from Hammurabi, who seems certain to be first to die at this point. And like taking this city, how much culture does yeah, Nanjing has enough culture that this will get swallowed up. So like Mao would get that city as well. In fact, a lot of the Mongol territory would just probably get swallowed up. If it were to get captured by Gilgamesh, which it probably will. Yeah, if Gilgamesh takes Genghis's territory, he will have the most absurd borders of the series. Yeah, that's very true. Although China's borders might connect. I don't know, getting ahead of ourselves, I guess. Akkad is where the fighting is taking place now. So who's going to get this, Brennus or Mao? It's pretty important who gets this. Oh, man. There's one defender left. Ugh. So close between the two of them. It looks like it's going to be Brennus by 1 sword with 1.5 health. Wow. Sometimes these games turn on really small things. Genghis first to die, it's possible, but it seems much more likely that Hammurabi's done first. So yeah, Brennus looks like, I mean, Brennus moves first. So he attacked and then Mao attacked, and there was just enough defenders for the city to hold so that Brennus takes it. And look at how much culture just disappeared off the map as a result of that. Yeah, definitely will make it harder for Mao to connect his territory together. So now we're going to have more like a patchwork quilt, Holy Roman Empire type scenario with like lots of little mini states, as opposed to Mao just getting like everything, because Mao's going to get this city here. It looks like Mao's going to get the most, but like he's not going to get all of it. We're going to have these two little cities in like the middle of his territory. And the very valuable Hindu holy city will be in Brennus's control. So yeah, we just saw that last turn. It looks like Bismarck is not having much success at pushing into... Oh, never mind. I was going to say not having much success at pushing into Tokugawa's core, and then I saw that the stack was down here, so I spoke too soon. Meanwhile, we also have an attack coming against this city, although it doesn't look like there's enough units to have a realistic chance of taking this. Maybe, though. More horse archers are running in. Like, there's no defenses, but those two longbows are not easy to kill. And then Osaka should be attacked shortly. And it looks like Mao is going to get this kill, but he's still a turn or two away from that landing. Yeah, he's still... Oh, Brennus is on the way, too. I think that's the Divine Right religion, I think. Yeah, it's going to be a race between these two as far as who gets that city and the kill credit. But I think Osaka falls on this turn. Nope. Still held out for another turn, apparently. And this attack on Turfan seems to have petered out here. Gilgamesh needs to build up a larger force and come back. Oh, here's his force over here. This is his real force. I guess he's going through Mao's territory. But we have one city left for Hammurabi, and it's about to fall. So let us bid a fond farewell to Mr. Hammurabi, who was leading in score by a wide margin at the end of the land grab phase, but was never able to get out of being diplomatically unpopular. Let's see who gets this, Mao or Brennus. It is Mao. Brennus kindly removed the defenses, and then Mao took the city. So, if you had Hammurabi as your first to die, congratulations. All right. Let's mark that down for our scoring contest. Got that one wrong. I thought it would be one of those two, but I guessed incorrectly. I really thought Bismarck would die. He was so weak in this game. Just nobody attacked him. All right, Hammurabi first to die. Mao gets the kill credit. And we put it in for the contest. First eliminated. I know a fair number of people had that. It wasn't as popular as Bismarck, but a fair number of people had that. 180, so that means we had 36 people had it. Kudos to all of you who picked that one correctly. I actually have been doing pretty terrible this season on First to Die. For whatever reason, that category has not been a good one for me. All right. So, really good war for Mao. He didn't get all of the territory, but he did get 4 cities. He got most of the territory. Brennus got 2 cities. And he managed to get the capital, which was really valuable with all these wonders. Also a lot of merged great people in here too. 1, 2, 3, 4 instructors, an artist, and a prophet. Very nice city here. And Brennus got the shrine. So we also have to look at the diplomacy, because now Mao and Brennus are both freed up to join to start new wars. Well, Brennus really, the only person he doesn't like is Bismarck and Tokugawa. And Mao He really likes Tokugawa. He's pleased with everyone else. Now, he will plot war at pleased, but he is less likely to start a war. He definitely likes Gilgamesh the least because of some religious tension and border tension. But for the moment, they're pleased, so that's a little bit less likely. I will say Gilgamesh would not be in good shape if he got attacked. Right now, he kind of needs to finish dealing with the Mongols before anything else, before he gets tied up with someone else. Oh, it looks like Japan barely held out this turn, although there's 3 catapults on defense, so I don't know that that's going to hold up long term. Gilgamesh is still building a lot of wonders, too. He does like to build wonders. I suspect that's why he's not running over this war a little bit faster. Also, he has reduced this city down to almost no defenders, so he should get it. Well, Genghis is going to reinforce, but it does feel like it's a matter of time there. Anyway, Tokugawa should lose this city this turn, because he was down to just catapults defending. Yep, I guess this city just barely managed to hold. It's mostly catapults and war elephants. Oh, Tokugawa converted to Taoism. Okay. Probably not significant because Toku seems to be on the way out, but you never know. He joined the Gilgamesh-Brennus bloc. Oh, and Genghis Khan also joined that too. It's just Mao and Bismarck who are practicing Hinduism right now. Statue of Zeus went to Mao. Mao picked up the Statue of Zeus in the Sistine Chapel. Brennus got the shrine. Like, Brennus's prize was the shrine. Mao got everything else that was valuable. So yeah, there's not. I think that one of the reasons why you're seeing Gilgamesh not just run over Genghis Khan is Genghis Khan literally builds nothing but units. Like, if you look at his cities, he only builds units, whereas Gilgamesh is slipping in actual infrastructure. Like, he's building the market here, building the forge here. Like, he's actually building infrastructure too. And obviously that's better in the long run, but in the short run it means that he actually doesn't win the war nearly as quickly. Like, Genghis Khan's cities oftentimes have pretty terrible infrastructure, though there's actually an academy in his capital, because he just spams units so much. So these are our 2 wars right now. We have Germany slowly beating down on Japan, and then we have the Sumerians, who seem to be slowly grinding out a win in their war against the Mongols. Oh, he already has paper? So yeah, Mao is definitely leading in tech. Like, if we look at the tech trees, let's just pull them up real quick. So Mao is like about to start the Renaissance. He picked up paper, and now he's going for liberalism. Let's just compare to some of the other leaders. Okay, see, Bismarck's like almost a full era behind because of his terrible start. Brennus is also a long way behind. Genghis Khan maybe even further behind. Gilgamesh is a little closer, but I wouldn't say he's that close. Like, he's still missing a fair number of techs here. Honestly, the game's looking really good for Mao. He's ahead in tech. He picked up a lot of territory. And he just feels like he's in a strong position here. Yeah, it just feels like a strong position for him. There's a number of different ways he can take the game from here, but his overall economy being so strong is probably the biggest factor. Like, once he starts snowballing ahead, you make it easier to keep hitting those first-to-reach bonuses on the tech tree. I would say Mao's in the driver's seat right now as far as winning, but there's a long way to go. One thing that could hurt him is his religion. He's practicing this Hinduism that no longer seems to be that popular, although I guess Bismarck is following it too. The Genghis Khan units are also like ridiculously promoted. I think that also makes a difference in these wars. So yeah, so no movement yet from Bismarck as far as pushing into the next. Is Germany's tech? Yeah, Germany's tech rate is roughly the same as the others. Bismarck 150, Brennus 150, Genghis Khan 117, Gilgamesh 176. Mao, yeah, Mao's like double the research rate. So yeah, roughly comparable. Pretty much the same as most of the others. Mao's definitely a cut ahead there. Yeah, this is definitely not enough to take this city. In the relentless, endless spamming of units from Genghis Khan. Yeah, I don't see Sumeria pushing through and taking this city in the immediate future. It's just too well defended. A lot of cities, but why is this city building a workboat? Who the heck knows? So I think we're kind of in a stalemate at the moment until we have our next war that begins. Although I suppose Tokugawa is slowly dying. Like, not quickly, but slowly. That's why I'm keeping the focus here. It's like, this feels like where there's more interesting combat happening. But like, Mao's going for liberalism. This feels like it's really good for Mao. He's just kind of like slowly getting ahead while others fight. Oh, okay. Well, that's not good for Bismarck. Brennus back to war again. You know, for all that I picked domination, I'm not sure anyone's running away with the game to a domination. It might be looking more like a spaceship finish now. Like, Mao just techs away. It is surprising, though, that Gilgamesh, whose power is here, is not doing more to put away Genghis Khan, whose power is here. So anyway, Brennus's power is here, Bismarck's is here. Mao is probably happy to just sit back and enjoy the situation. So we've now got this big Brennus stack that's moving on Frankfurt. 7 catapults. So this is a stay of execution for Tokugawa, that's for sure. Also, Mao is also apparently using this time to take Barb cities in the deep southern tundra. He's got his whole army down here. So he'll grab those spots as well. Nubian's not that valuable, but Marian, or am I pronouncing that right? Marian? That actually is a pretty valuable Barb city because it's got the both copper and fish tile. Oh, is this battle about to turn yet again? As they continue to fight for this spot at Turfan? Alright. Just when it looked like Gilgamesh wasn't going to have much success, he then does grab the city, although I don't know if he holds on to this city. Like, Mao's culture is... He has 500 culture, so this is 10, this is 100, this is 500. Probably just gets gifted over to China long term, unless he can get some culture in here fast. And Mao discovers liberalism, takes the prize, very nice. So that city probably just goes to China, honestly. Like, I don't know if Gilgamesh gets that much out of some of these cities that he's going to take because they'll be so crushed with culture. This one might also, because there's Chinese culture on this city already, too. What did Mao pick? Good question. He took astronomy, which is a really good tech to take. It's a very expensive tech, and it opens up those observatories to push your tech faster. I guess we could have known that from the fact that his capital's building an observatory, but still... Yeah, so like, look, there's the borders of this city. Probably doesn't try to hold this city long term. I guess we'll see. Should have been watching that battle, by the way. So, Frankfurt taken over. Yeah, it kind of feels like it's Mao's game to lose at this point. Kind of surprisingly. I didn't think he'd manage to make it out of that corner, but he did. By snowballing off of... wait, was there another Barb city that just popped up? No? I don't know where these units are going then. There's no Barbarians down here. Where is this stack going? Okay. Turned around and headed back. Okay. Somehow there's a Mongolian unit down here too, attacking. Is Genghis Khan actually going to capture this city? Because it's just an archer against an elephant. I'm sorry I'm spending so much time down here in the tundra, but I'm genuinely curious. Oh, man. One Genghis Khan city down here. Okay. he won't be able to be eliminated until that city's gone. Anyway. So yeah, this city is probably going to flip. All right, meanwhile, Brennus captured... Wait, he had... Frankfurt was oh wow, he actually... Frankfurt was captured back by Bismarck. Was retaken. So he wasn't able... I did not refresh the map, which is why we didn't see that pop up. Maybe the fact that Bismarck was in a golden age was enough to flip that. Tokugawa, remember, is still at war with Bismarck. Like, that is still an ongoing war between them. Gilgamesh Golden Age. Maybe the barbarians will recapture this city, because there's just a war elephant there. I don't know where this stack is going. Alright, so Gilgamesh is still healing up his stack there. Meanwhile, Mao's like, yep, just ignore me. You guys keep kicking around in the medieval era while I'm pushing into the Renaissance. Let's just look quickly at who Mao would attack. I mean, Mao's pleased with everyone. Now, he can plot war at pleased, but there's a decent chance he just sits back and techs right now, which would probably be the right thing for him to do. Yeah, he's not plotting war. I mean, that's probably the smartest thing he can do, is just sit back and let everybody else fight while he just techs right now. Gilgamesh has reached guilds for knights, and that should make a difference in his war, whereas Genghis Khan clearly does not have that same tech. What happened to Brennus' stack, though? Like, he took Frankfurt, and then after that, it just... I don't know, not sure exactly what happened. I guess he lost too many units trying to capture that city. He's going for Osaka right now, which even if he takes, he'll just gift back to Japan. Oh boy, Bismarck looks super unhappy. I was like, what's going on here? War weariness? I don't know. Gilgamesh just used the Golden Age to change civics. Now he's going for this city. It looks like he's going to try to hold Turfan. Because I guess he can... Oh, he needs to assign these tiles to the city so he can work them. Apparently there's enough units in here right now that it's not subject to flipping, because I don't see a revolt chance. Well, this is kind of backfiring for Brennus. He took Frankfurt, but then he lost it, and then now he's lost the Hindu holy city. So now Bismarck is the owner of the Hindu holy city. So this war has not really been working out for Brennus. Let's just put it that way. Gilgamesh feels like he's been at war with Genghis Khan forever. I mean, he has been at war with him for a long time. Really, the biggest X factor in this game right now is if Mao were to try to get involved in a war with anyone, because he's quite strong, and he's the only one who's not fighting. Like, here he is in power. These two are very weak. It looks like Genghis Khan is pretty much on the way out right now, because he's down to just 4 cities. And, like, this is one of his best cities, and it's not likely to last much longer, because it's losing 20% of its borders defenses each turn. I don't see how it holds after the borders are down. Again, this city should be working this tile. Oh well. Yeah, maybe it will be able to get control of its first string. Like, it's only 20% Chinese to 5% Sumerian, so the creative culture is definitely helping there. Maybe the city won't end up flipping. It's probably going to get some of these tiles back, and that might be enough. Did Genghis keep his Barb Ice Ball? Yes. Oh, you're right. He still has the Barbarian. He still has the Ice Ball City. So Gilgamesh will have to walk all the way down there if he wants to capture that. All right. Toku has finally assembled a decent-looking stack, and he's attacking here at Osaka. Is he going to be able to retake this? He also does have samurai out, so... we want to get the view there. If we can see a giant Japanese flag, there we go. Seriously, that flag's in the way. All right, there you go. Kind of a cool looking unit. Unfortunately, it's not that good in Civ4. Like if we pull the samurai, it just gets extra. It gets extra first strikes, I believe. Yeah, 2 first strikes and starts with drill 1. So you can give it drill promotions if you want. The problem is you do better to go down the combat line than you do to try to add more first strikes. But still, 2 first strikes is nice in a battle. Really does help a lot. Makes it more likely you're going to win the combat when you can get potentially two hits in for free at the beginning. So Osaka, it looks like a peace treaty was signed here. Yeah, so signed peace gave Osaka back. Or, yeah, and then liberated it. Okay. It feels like a lot of these AIs are just spinning their wheels like in circles right now. Kind of feels like that. Anyway, so Brennus and Bismarck are still at war right now. Yep, they're still fighting, technically. Although they're so far away from each other. That's been the issue for Brennus. His wars have all been on the other side of the world, so he hasn't really gotten anything out of them. Whereas, like, Gilgamesh has been picking up useful territory in these wars. If he's able to hold this city, he certainly should be able to hold this one, because there's much less Chinese culture on this tile. Yeah, looks like... why isn't he working this tile? Oh, he's working that tile. Okay, yeah, it looks like this city might actually be okay, because it's going to get its first string tiles back pretty soon. I'm sorry I'm spending a lot of time on this. I'm just like genuinely curious, will this city flip? Because like if we zoom out here, if this city flips to China and this city flips to China, then Mao has a decent chance of connecting his territory. But if they don't, there's going to be this, again, completely bizarrely shaped Sumerian empire running right through the middle of Chinese territory. Is Mao planning fishing villages? Yes, he is. He founded Hangzhou up here, although he's spectacularly managed to miss every seafood resource. I just don't know how they do this. Excuse me. We've seen this so many times in past games, how the AI is able to somehow miss every seafood resource. The city should be here, and then there should be another one, probably on this tile, honestly, just so that it's in the first ring. But yeah, he missed that. And the Caravel's fighting off a bunch of Barb galleys here, and he founded this city and managed to miss the fish again. How do they do it? I don't know. It's really impressive how they managed to pull that off. No such group of Barb galleys down here in the south. Maybe they cleaned them out already with these. But yeah, let's see the Caravel taking on the fleet of Barbarian galleys. I'm assuming that the Barbarian... Yeah, well, sorry, that ship is dead. If we see another Chinese ship, I'll try to zoom in on it for you. Sorry, didn't last long enough. Anyway, so yeah, Genghis Khan has 3 core cities left, and then he has his ice ball. Brennus is still trying to attack. He has some forces over here. Actually, he's in the process of sieging Frankfurt, but that city has 95% defenses, so I think he's going to be there for a while. Scallywags of the Arctic Sea are we? Can I check if Bismarck has the borders to hit Brennus? Good question. Can he even get over there? Yeah, he has open borders with everyone except Toku, so yes, he can definitely make it over there. Good question, though. Mao is still pleased with everyone in the game. Well, he doesn't have open borders with Tokugawa, so it actually would be tricky. I mean, he could go up and around through Mao's territory. Yeah, he could go through Mao's territory to get there, but it wouldn't be easy. It's certainly a heck of a lot easier for Bismarck, for Celtic units to get over to German territory. Here comes the ongoing stack of Sumerian unit. Are they going for Karakorum or Ninghassia? Who knows? Actually kind of has 2 stacks there. But yeah, Genghis is on his last legs now. So now a revolt chance has popped up because the defenders moved out of the city. Will the city be able to get enough culture first before it flips? Going to be up to those dice rolls, because if it lasts like 50 turns, it'll have enough culture at that point to be safe. But if there's bad dice luck here, then the city could easily flip. Nanjing pumping out this much culture is obviously making it rough. Is Mao plotting? Good question. He hasn't been thus far. Nope. He seems content just to build. Still seems content just building. Does this city not have walls or castles? Oh, looks like forgot to build walls in this city, in Ningxia, which means the defenses will go down almost instantly. Yep. Makes a big difference when there's a castle versus when there isn't. That just means the city will fall right away. This city is down to just 12%. Oh, Mao looks like he just built Taj? Nope, just triggered a golden age. He will probably build Taj because he's in a golden age and researching nationalism. Yep, so Mongols continuing to fall. Frankfurt over there falls as well. Although I really feel like the Brennus versus Bismarck war is just mostly pointless and just dragging both of them down. Brennus triggering a golden age. Brennus's territory is so weird. He's got all this territory all over the place. So this city Gilgamesh will control fully, and I think he'll be able to hold on to this one too. I guess we'll see. He could get unlucky here as well, but is Gilgamesh on the rifling route? He may well be. He does have militaristic tech preferences. Oh, that's Genghis Khan. Whoops. He's replaceable parts. Has not gone for rifling though. So perhaps. Mao is a leader who is not going to rush rifling. He has more scientific-based tech preferences, so he's unlikely to rush there right off the bat, at least. Look at this city building culture. He's going to take advantage of the culture bug, I tell ya. Well, maybe not. That's a lot of thinking on the computer's turn. Well, okay. Looks like Mao has decided to finish off Genghis. That's a smart vulturing war on his part. By the way, the war counter is going to be pretty high in this game because we are not close to being done. I think 14 is going to be low. Does Mao have any units down here to take this city? So here's his stack. He's going for... All right, so we're going to have a race for the capital here between China and Sumeria. Now, this is not a super valuable capital, but it does have an academy and a bunch of super specialists in it, so... Going to be a race between the two of them. Also, what is Brennus doing with this stack here? Oh, he signed peace with Bismarck. That's what it was. All right, it's turn 200, but I think we should wait and do our big... We can do a big comparison when Genghis Khan's gone, because he's definitely on his way out. Did Brennus gift back Germany's city? Yeah, it looks like he... Yeah, it looks like he did. He either gifted it back or something. Yeah, it looks like he did. Pretty pointless war for Brennus. A lot of units expended to very little purpose. So right now I'm mostly curious to see who's going to get this city, because like Mao is currently bombarding the defenses. There's a decent number of units in there. It's really just dumb luck who's going to capture this city between the two of them at this point. If I had to guess, I would say Mao, because I think Gilgamesh is going to bombard defenses, and then Mao will be the one to attack. But it's somewhat of dumb luck. Brennus founding another religion. Samaria is still struggling to get control of these tiles. Oh, he culture bombed this city. Gilgamesh used a culture bomb here to make sure that he didn't have the city flip. Because there's 4,000 culture in here now. That was kind of smart, honestly. And it also brings the city out of resistance. Not a bad idea, honestly. Make sure he doesn't lose that, because it basically was worth a city. Alright, well let's see who... Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the Barbs now have access. Let's see who gets this, or if it survives another turn. Mao gets it. Big pickup for him. Because these two are in competition for who's going to win this game. But Mao gets it, as I said. I thought he would. This city is still still unoccupied yet. I mean, I'm pulling for Gilgamesh because he's my pick to win this game. I don't think my pick for Toku for second is going to hit. But if I had to say who is more likely to win, it is more likely to be Mao between the two of them. Yeah, that was just one of those, you know, who's going to end up getting the last hit on the city. Mao got the Smite Steal. And Mao just went into state property, which is a good choice for him. Also free religion, which makes sense. He doesn't really care about religion. So now they're racing for this city, which is probably going to go to China regardless, because, like, look, it's surrounded by Chinese cities. There's literally a Chinese city on every single side of this, including these tundra ice ball locations that were picked up. So even if Gilgamesh captures this, it's going to be a Chinese city down the road. He will gift this over to Mao for sure. With the castle defenses, it's going to take a while. Meanwhile, everyone's like, shh, just going to pretend we're not down here. And Gilgamesh is on rifling. So Gilgamesh is going to have a narrow window here where he has rifling and no one else does to try and make something happen. Oh, Mao also building the Kremlin. That's a nice pickup. That's his Taj Golden Age, by the way. See? He built it over here in Babylon. It's like, yeah, let's just stack another wonder in there. Why not? But if Gilgamesh doesn't use the window where he has rifling and no one else does to do something, I don't see him catching up to Mao. That's like his only realistic chance. He's got to use that time. Alright, so Gilgamesh does take this city for what that's worth. If he had managed to take Karakoram, I think he maybe could hold this spot, but I don't think he has any realistic chance given that he wasn't able to take that capital. Maybe if he'd used his culture bomb here, but I don't even know if that would be a good idea. Still, it's been a pretty productive war for Gilgamesh overall. He picked up 5 cities that were in his territory. Not the issue for him, though, is it's more Mao just has had even more productive wars. Mao's picked up 4 cities here, or now Karakoram's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus this, and plus he's opened up the north for more cities, and he's just been ahead in tech, period, like the whole time. Like, look at this. Now he's in a golden age right now. This is the Moai in a golden age, but still, really nice city. The 282 beakers per turn is a lot. Anyway, so now we're mostly waiting to see who's going to get down there and smack this Barb city. Or former Barb city. Brennis got a shrine for it. Wait, is that his main religion or is that his backup religion? That's his backup religion. He has double shrines here in this city. It's pretty nice. How long until we see somebody walking down here? He's researching guilds. He's like, I'm not dead yet. He's still angry at Bismarck. All right, here we go. Every military unit now start walking down here. So Gilgamesh will be upgrading units for a while. That's why his nationalism research looks so bad. It's because he's upgrading units. See, he's only running 20% science. Gonna take him a while to upgrade his units to rifles, though. Bismarck is alone in a religion. Yeah, that feels like a bad idea. I think Bismarck's likely to be the next one out of this game. He has a much higher piece weight than the other leaders remaining in this game, plus he's running a religion no one else practices. It's not a winning combo. All right, here comes the Gilgamesh stack. Where's the Mal stack? They're definitely on their way down here. Now, the curious question is, like, who would win a war between the two of them? But the two of them have rung up a pretty strong mutual military struggle bonus by both fighting together, so it seems unlikely they'd want to fight. Just please, though. Just please, not friendly. A lot of friendly faces on here, honestly. Maybe we won't have that many more wars. We'll have Bismarck getting eliminated because everyone hates him. Look at this. Everyone can't seem to stand him. Or he doesn't like anyone else. I guess Gilgamesh kind of likes him, strangely. Though Gilgamesh even likes Genghis Khan, despite the fact that he's in the process of killing him. He says, I like the way that you gave me all those cities. So, like, nothing else is going to happen militarily until Genghis is gone, but that should only be a turn or two. It looks like Gilgamesh has the inside track to get the kill, because his units are like a turn or two ahead. Yeah, we know you don't like Bismarck. Alright, so is he seriously going to stop to bombard the defenses? Oh man. One catapult? It's kind of bad for Gilgamesh because this is his narrow window to make a move while he has rifling and no one else does. And like, he won't obviously plot war with anyone else until after the Mongols are gone. But in any case, he does finish that off. We'll put it in our spreadsheet. Fare thee well, Genghis. I actually think that Genghis could have won this game. The game didn't break in a way that worked for him. Like, he actually land grabbed really well, but he got... Gilgamesh just took him out, basically. Too much warring too early was really his downfall, as it usually is. All right, so that is a kill for Gilgamesh. And we now have 5 leaders remaining. Obviously, second to die doesn't have any scoring points associated with it. So I'm still rooting for Gilgamesh to find a way to win this game. I don't think it looks terribly likely at the moment, but I wouldn't say it's impossible. He needs to run over someone and take more territory. He should be tops in power right now, so he needs to attack Bismarck or Mao. What he really needs to do is attack Mao while he has rifles and Mao doesn't. I don't know if we're going to see that happen, though. Because, like, you can see, here's him with rifling. Here's Mao, who's ahead in tech but does not have rifles. That's what he needs to do to pull this off. Like, if you look at GNP, Mao is pretty far ahead. Mao is no longer in a golden age, but he's ahead in tech. They're pretty close in food, and they should be pretty close in production as well. Well, not when they're running stupid specialists, but I believe they're pretty close. There's the culture bombs going off. Maybe he is going to try to hold this city. It's like the walls are closing in here at New Sarai. But yeah, Gilgamesh needs to attack in the near future. And it does look like he's managed to hold this spot. He's gotten up to 26% culture now. And he's reclaimed most of these first-string tiles. He did hit 100 culture in here, and that's usually about when you can start holding the city, if you can get 100 culture in. So that's what I suspect. How far is Mao from rifling? He's not that far. We should look at their tech trees. He's just replaceable parts rifling away, so he's not that far. He could pick it up relatively quickly. He probably will. You can see Bismarck's quite a ways back. Brennus too. Gilgamesh is now... so Gilgamesh is going to pick up calves here. Again, this is kind of his moment to make a move, because he doesn't have education or anything along the central part of the tree, whereas Mao has all this stuff. Like, Mao will definitely get to assembly line first, but if he gets hit with calves and rifles at a time when he doesn't, he could lose territory. We've seen it happen before in games. Tokugawa is not strong. Or Gilgamesh could hit someone else. I'm sorry for focusing on Gilgamesh. It's just, it feels like Mao and Gilgamesh are the only ones who have a realistic chance to win. It's more likely he would hit Bismarck, though, because he doesn't like Bismarck. The only other ones, those are the only two he can attack because he's friendly with the others. But that's kind of where we're at right now. Oh, I didn't add the kill timers. You're right. I totally forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me. I just completely forgot to put that in. Hammurabi was turn 164. Somehow I forgot to do that. Wildcard, turn 164. And Genghis turn 219. Okay. Thank you. I could have pulled it out of the screenshots later, but I appreciate not having to do that. Okay, that was what I forgot to do. Didn't mark down the turn they were eliminated. Okay, I've got it now. Thank you for that. Who did Bismarck want war with? Probably either Brennus or Toku, because he's been at war with both of them like a whole bunch of times. All right, so right now the turns are quiet, but like it's all about when the next war breaks out. Okay, well, I mean, that didn't take very long. I wouldn't say this is a super impactful war, but it does mean that other AIs can get pulled into the conflict. Like you could have someone bribe someone else in. These two are both medieval, so even though Bismarck's stronger, Toku's not like that far behind. Boy, Frankfurt's been on the site of a lot of conflict over this game, hasn't it? With castles popping up, I don't think Frankfurt's going to fall anytime soon. Mao built a shrine. Mao having unified control of the north is really nice, as opposed to the whatever the heck this shape is of Gilgamesh's territory. Poor Gilgamesh has so many, like every single city is on the front line somewhere, whereas Mao's got a bunch of backline cities that are pretty safe. His territory just makes way more sense logically than poor Gilgamesh. It's a tree. I don't know. I really don't even know how to describe it. So, hey, Tokugawa actually taking a city off Bismarck here. Although Bismarck seems to have grenadiers, so I do not know how long this is going to last. Little bomb chuckers. Let's see if Gilgamesh is... does not appear to be plotting war, which is likely a mistake while he's got rifling. How about Mao? Nope, he's not plotting war. How about Brennus? The only other one not in a war. We're afraid of their military might. Yeah, okay. So at the moment, it doesn't look like anyone else is hopping into this war. Bismarck did not seem to have much trouble taking that city back. Using his grenadiers. So, might have been a mistake from Tokugawa to declare that war. The Japanese units all got cleaned up pretty quickly, and Bismarck's on steel, so gonna have cannons. Mao's all the way on electricity. Boy, he really needs to research rifling to make himself less vulnerable. And then here comes the German counterattack. I don't really see Tokugawa getting second place from this point. Seems a little unlikely. Kind of wish I had picked Mao for second, because it's looking pretty good that Gilgamesh Mao are going to be 1-2. That would be worth a fair amount of points. But I really didn't like Mao's start in this game. He has proved me wrong in this one. Yeah, you can go a long time without rifling. We've certainly seen Willem do it a bunch of times. Well, this spectacularly poorly chosen war from Tokugawa definitely seems to be collapsing around him. Nope, still not plotting war at all. The rifling is lava. Because like you can see the rifles and cabs over here. Mao's about to pick up grenadiers. So like that window is closing pretty quickly for Mao to be vulnerable. Meanwhile, if no one gets involved in this war, it's just going to be a straight-up death for Tokugawa, because he only has 3 cities. He definitely can't stand up to. Bismarck, even though Bismarck's not one of the stronger AIs. He's definitely stronger than Tokugawa. So Mao adopting universal suffrage is kind of a weird choice. He was definitely better in. Wasn't he in representation before? I don't know. AI always seems to love going into universal suffrage late game. Did Mal really get a bunch of lucky breaks? I mean, he got outsettled multiple times on the same turn. Obviously, some things worked well for him, but I think he's mostly just played a good game. Like, economically, he's been very strong throughout the game. That's kind of been the secret to his success. He's been a strong techer the whole game. Ever since building the Great Lighthouse might have been a game-winning move, because he's been... I mean, I think he obsoleted it now, but he did get a lot of commerce out of the Great Lighthouse. Where are we? Here we go. Yeah, this war did not go well for you, did it? Although there's a Brennus stack right here, so he looks like he's about to attack somebody. Either that or a Barb City. Oh, never mind. He's going to this Barb City, which apparently all the world's militaries are converging on. I was like, Brennus has a big stack. It's like, oh, he's going after that Barb City. Okay. Like, the entire Sumerian military decided to go running down to the tundra because they had to kill that Barb City. And the Celtic military was headed there too, I think. Where did that Celtic stack go? Did it turn around because the barbs were dealt with? Yep. Turn around because the barbs were dealt with. The AI's programming, sometimes when you can sit here and like actually see what's going on, it's like, wow, the AI does not act like a human. Sometimes the programming is a little more apparent than at other times. Anyway, Mao's almost to assembly line. I think he still doesn't have rifling. He certainly left himself vulnerable. Yeah, he still doesn't have rifling. He's left himself very vulnerable, but he's so far ahead in tech now. Like, look at him compared to Gilgamesh. Like, look at that. Gilgamesh is like a dozen techs behind. I don't see him ever being able to make that up. Just definitely feels like it's Mao's game to lose. I won't say it's impossible for him to lose, but it does seem a little unlikely at this point. See, he's not plotting war, he's just happy to build away. And Gilgamesh is apparently not planning on attacking either. He seems to like the other leaders, although he is no longer friendly with Brennus, which is kind of interesting. Brennus does not have rifles, so that would be a pretty easy conquest if he decided to plot and take out Brennus, but he is pleased, so an attack is less likely. Doesn't make it impossible, but it does make it less likely. And anyway, Tokugawa is slowly dying in his very poorly chosen war against Bismarck. Okay, well, the Versailles build was nice because now he gets to cut out the maintenance costs over here. Very nicely placed Versailles, by the way. Or wait, he's in state property, never mind. Actually, it's a waste of time because he's in state property. But he'll probably end up in environmentalism eventually. I don't think statue's been built yet. Looks like it's still under construction. Mao is likely to get it, though, which is going to snowball him further ahead. I actually thought this game set up pretty well for Tokugawa. He just really, really struggled with the Barbarians, like to an absurd degree. We're actually able to do these turns relatively quickly here, because there's not a lot going on other than watching the German stack walk forward like one tile at a time. And like checking in periodically to see if any of the other leaders are plotting war. Gilgamesh is probably the most likely to plot war. Couldn't betray our close friends. Brennus could too, though. He's also quite militaristic. No. Doesn't seem to be that interested. Other leaders don't seem to be that interested. Mao got another Golden Age? Wow. Well, he's going to get Statue of Liberty. Just kind of continuing to snowball ahead. Wonder, do people like him enough to make a diplomatic victory possible? Doesn't look like it. I don't think he's quite that popular. I am kind of shocked that no one else has tried to attack Bismarck in this game. He's continuing to run this religion that no one else is running. So there's a Statue of Liberty. Like, you would think someone else would have gone after him by now, but they haven't. So yeah, remember how I said Gilgamesh had this window to act while he had rifling, but no one else didn't? No one else did. He has largely let that window go by without doing anything. Like, he had the opportunity to try to take some territory, but it just didn't happen. So, like I said, that window seems to have passed at this point. Although he is building cavalry right now. So who knows, maybe he's plotting something. Alright, so he's plotting war now. Going after somebody. It's probably Bismarck, because Bismarck has the lowest odds with. Yeah, assembly line before rifling. You can't build, and by the way, you can't build infantry without rifling either. See how it says requires rifling? But yeah, he's assembly line before rifling. It's pretty hard to do that, but you can do it. Of course, Mao does have machine guns, so he's not entirely helpless, but that's the best unit he can build. All right. Yeah, and he has fascism queued up after that. So we'll see who Gilgamesh goes after. It could be anyone except Tokugawa right now. We'll see if Tokugawa gets eliminated. I suspect that this is Gilgamesh planning to attack Bismarck. We'll see if this last city gets taken first, as this stack continues to lurch ever closer. By the way, what's our war declaration counter at? 11? 14 might actually be pretty close. Bismarck's actually walking through the territory of... Wait, I was going to say, is Bismarck going to get his first ever points? But he did actually get a point in his opening round game of AI Survivor, so he can actually get up to 2 points if he takes this. I think Tokugawa is pretty dead at this point. Yep. Goodbye. Sorry, Toku. He was just never able to recover from that awful start. I am surprised. Well, I'm glad I didn't pick him to win, but I did think he would do better than that. I mean, it happened in reverse of what I thought. I thought that I was expecting Tokugawa to overrun Bismarck, and it just didn't happen. It happened in the opposite order. All right, so Tokugawa, Bismarck with his second point. It's a banner season for Germany, and Toku was eliminated on turn 256. All right. Back to Civ4. We're refreshing the map because we had an elimination. If Mao researches industrialism, can he build tanks but no rifles? I think you can. I think that's possible. No, right? Tanks also require rifling, apparently. All right, well, let's see if we can find where Gilgamesh's Doom stack is. He's got to have one big stack gathering somewhere. He's got random barbarians, random stacks down in the tundra. I don't know, I can't find where his big stack is. Here? No, that's just a medium-sized stack. Oh, here. Maybe he is? Is he going for... He could be going for Brennus or Mao with this, because he wouldn't have all these units here if he was planning to attack Bismarck. Or at least he'd be less likely to go there if that was his target. It's weird that that's his rally point. Well, he definitely waited too long. Whatever his plan is, he definitely waited too long. Because Mao is is pretty far ahead at this point. Oh well, we'll see. How about Brennus? We haven't really looked at Brennus too much. He doesn't like Bismarck at all because they fought so much. He loves Gilgamesh, and he's pleased with Mao. Mao's on radio. I don't know. Mao just really seems to like, he really seems to hate rifling tech for whatever reason. Keep expecting that war declaration little horns to blare any turn now. There is a chance Gilgamesh could get to domination if he took out both Brennus and Bismarck, but that seems unlikely that he would go for both of them. Oh wait, did that stack move? Where did that big stack go? The one that was in this city? Must have moved somewhere. Where did that stack go? There's a big stack of 70 units over there. It was like clearly the rally points. I don't know. Yeah, Mao's gone full democratic socialism in this game. Alright, if the target was Bismarck after all, which was the most likely target, to be honest, because of how he disliked. Alright. So I suspect that this is not going to go very well for Bismarck, who does not have rifles. Yeah, he still needs replaceable parts in rifling. And then he would have to upgrade his units. In terms of power, it's not terribly... Yeah, wow. Gilgamesh is way ahead in power. Brennus is also building up too. He might be also plotting a war. Yeah, he's almost certainly also going to pile in here. Sure looks like he's about to join this fighting too. And he also does have rifles and cabs, so expect this to go very badly for Bismarck very quickly. Just like a wave of cabs rolling to the east. And a lot of these recently captured cities have don't have much in the way of borders, so it's easy for rifles just to walk over them like that. I guess the city was retaken. Kyoto. But yeah, this looks like it's going to be a pretty quick overrun. Mao did finally pick up rifling. So now he has assembly line and factories and infantry, and he's pretty safe at this point. Stuttgart was raised. It must have been size 1. Otherwise, the cities can't be raised. It must have been a brand new city just put down. The AI never raises cities if it can keep them. Here comes like more units racing up. So it looks like Gilgamesh is going to take over a lot of territory from Germany, but I still don't think that's really going to put him in a position to challenge Mao. And it's not going to be enough for domination either. Still, we'll see. Maybe if he can team up with Brennus. The problem is they all like Mao. They kind of like him. These two are really close friends, Brennus and... actually, Gilgamesh is not pleased with Brennus. He's not friendly, he's only pleased. The best option for Gilgamesh to win would probably be absorb all of Germany's territory and then absorb the Celts' territory. But I don't know if he has anywhere near enough time to do that before the game's over. Also, the Celts just declared war. Here's the big stack coming in. Not really a surprise. All right, we're at 13 wars. Let's try not to go too far beyond that. Okay? Because I've got 14. I'd like to stay right around this spot. Would Brennus vote for Gilgamesh? Yeah, he would, actually. Yeah, he would. Okay. This is important, yeah. Brennus would vote for Gilgamesh because it's that high. So if we have a Mao versus Gilgamesh vote, we could see a legit diplomatic victory for Gilgamesh. Like, we could legitimately see that happen in this game. That's in play at plus 15. And I think that the two of them combined, especially if they take all of Bismarck's population, if they take all of Bismarck's pop, which they will do, that would certainly be enough to give them the 2/3 that they need. Yeah, that would be an unexpected way for Gilgamesh to win. I'm fully on board with this now. Come on, UN! Backdoor away into let's backdoor away into a victory here. Anyway, Bismarck's territory is collapsing very quickly, as we suspected it would. It would definitely be Mao versus Gilgamesh in the UN right now. And Brennus would vote for, but Gilgamesh would still have to call for a Diplo victory vote, which the AI doesn't necessarily do. So there's no guarantee, first of all, that their relations will stay that high. It's not a guarantee, because they could, like one of them could go free religion or something. Or they could be forced into free religion in the UN. What the? What? Like, what? Okay. Didn't see that happening. I mean, he's going to be taken right back again, but what? I was like, wait, what? Captured by the German Empire? What the heck? I mean, I guess Bismarck did something. He knocks out all the cultural buildings in that city. Unfortunately for Gilgamesh. I mean, it's not stopping his core from getting ripped to shreds, but yeah, you can see the results. Also, Mao's still lower than Gilgamesh in power, although I don't know if that would hold up if they actually started fighting. Yeah, so maybe 14 wars and then Gilgamesh wins in the UN. Like one more war and then Gilgamesh wins a UN victory. I don't think Mao has researched mass media yet, though. No, he hasn't. So the UN's not an option at the moment. Yeah, he has not researched it yet. Anyway, this war's been going so quickly, it's like I've had trouble like following where the offensive has been. Gilgamesh diverted a whole bunch of units to go recapture that city. But he's pushing east right now. Here comes more Gilgamesh unit. Wow, he's just got a big stack of... It's like 50 units. Where was that city? Oh, that was the one that's on the board. Yeah, that's just going to revolt over to China, almost certainly. Like, this stack's got 51 units in it. And remember, Bismarck is researching rifling, but does not have rifles, so his cities are defended by grenadiers and... Yeah, so this is Frankfurt. Frankfurt has been traded hands so many times, but it's dead now. Oh, I thought for sure Gilgamesh would get that. I guess he just didn't even bother to attack. Brennus is getting more cities than I thought he would out of this. I thought it would be almost entirely Sumerian pickups, but it hasn't been. It's been more like a 50-50 split. Reverse blitzkrieg. Like, I do not think Bismarck makes it to rifling before he's dead. It's a little hard to see these stacks sometimes because they're like right on top of each other. Like there's both Gilgamesh and like this stack looks like it's a Celtic stack, but it's like 50 Sumerian units, so it's mostly Gilgamesh there. Getting a somewhat even division of territory. Oh, there's another Barb city down here. You would think the AIs would have just settled this territory. Also, why is this city building a worker? I don't know. But yeah, Bismarck is collapsing, as we kind of suspected he would. And it shouldn't be too much longer now until he's gone. Yeah, we can put on... We'll switch to medieval music once this war is done. Yeah, Bismarck, yeah, good luck with that. To his credit, he did score 1 point in this game for getting a kill, which is way better than he's done in most of his wars. Most of his games, excuse me. Sadly, there is 1 trebuchet and 1 catapult in this stack, which means that Gilgamesh will stop to bomb the city. But the good news is there is a cannon, so it won't take forever, because cannons get to ignore the city walls. I didn't even see that there was a Celtic stack down there. Wait, was there just one? There was one random Brennus cavalry that took that city. It was all Sumerian units in one random cav. Yeah, a lot of this is dumb luck of who gets which city, so there is a fair bit of chance in that. Does Mao have oil? I'm sure he has oil somewhere in his territory. We can check, but I'm reasonably sure he has oil in one of his cities. Yeah, he has 3 oil sources. It looked for a second like Mao was attacking too, but he just randomly has units over here. So 3 German cities to go. So far, Mao has not picked up mass media. At least I don't think he has. Maybe I missed it. I was trying to watch it. No, he still hasn't picked up mass media. He's clearly ahead in tech. He's not much question that he will build a spaceship before anyone else can build a spaceship. That's not really in doubt. Oh, look, there's catapults defending this city. But there's not enough, I don't think there's enough Celtic units to capture the city. There's only 2 cabs and they can only attack once, so I think Gilgamesh gets that. Yep. Just not enough Celtic units to capture the city. Although Brennus, because he's got this stack here, he might be the one to take the final city and score the official elimination point. Because Gilgamesh is going to get this city, I think, because it's just defended by catapults. I thought he was going to take it on that turn. There's two catapults. Now this stack could take it this turn, but they'll only move 1 tile because there's a bunch of rifles in this stack. So even though the cabs could just attack and take the city, they'll move 1 tile and then Gilgamesh will take the city. So Gilgamesh is going to get Essen. Unless he turns around and moves in the opposite direction for no reason? Okay. Unless he just walks in the opposite direction for no reason at all. I guess he was focusing on trying to get the actual kill down here. Okay. Kind of weird, but alright. AI's pathfinding is really bizarre sometimes. Alright, so there's only 1 city left. Bulgar. We'll see who gets the kill credit for it. Looks like the Celts have more units immediately outside the city, so I think they're going to get this, even though Gilgamesh has done more work in, yeah, converts to Islam, because there's 3 cabs here and there's only 2 horse archers, so that should do. Oh, unless they're going to pull their forces back for no reason, just like Gilgamesh did. All right, I guess he wants to. Very nice of him to give the kill credit over to Gilgamesh, who admittedly did do more to win the war. So that's a justified result, even though it happened in like the most bizarre way ever. All right. So Germany's gone out of the picture now. Dying Civ, yeah. For some reason, the AI likes to civic swap when it gets down to like no cities left. Okay. So this is Bismarck exiting the game, as we all thought he would. Just thought he'd be exiting a little bit sooner. Gilgamesh gets another kill. Good game for Gilgamesh and Mao. And this was turn 290, I believe. 290. Just to jot that down for future record keeping. All right. And now we're down to just 3 civs. A very profitable war for both Brennus and Gilgamesh. All right, so let's look at how it stands. So these two, Gilgamesh and Brennus, will not fight each other. They're both friendly, and Mao could attack either one, and either of them could attack Mao. Mao still has not picked up mass media, which would be the tech that would put a potential Diplo victory in play. And Mao is very far ahead in tech, so I don't think it would go very well. I don't think a direct military confrontation would go well. There is also the possibility of Gilgamesh like attacking Mao and then losing enough score that he falls behind Brennus. So Gilgamesh is by far best option to win this game is to via the UN, which is a real possibility. And since you guys suggested changing it up to medieval, we'll do that. So let's just look at the bar graphs real quick. So Mao is way ahead in GMP, ahead in production because he has factories. It's actually pretty close in food. He is actually not first in power, although I suspect if he started building units in every city, which he would in a war, then he would quickly become first in power. So Brennus is 471, Beakers, Gilgamesh 533, and Mao is 1900. So Mao is very quickly finishing out the tech tree. Really, the one thing that Mao can do to lose the game is to research mass media, build the UN. Look at this poor city. It can't control its own first string tiles. Even with a culture bomb in here, it still doesn't control its own first string tiles because China's culture is just that strong here. So my domination pick does not look super likely right now. Gilgamesh would need more score would need to take over more territory to do that. Also, a long inner turn here. That wasn't a war declaration, was it? Okay. I mean, I would love to have one more. I would love to have a war on like the last turn of the game, just to get to 14, which is my exact pick. But this poor city, the poor residents of New Sarai. But yeah, really, there's not much to watch. I mean, we should just check to see if any of the people are plotting war at them. Oh, we have enough on our hands right now. Uh-oh. Looks like Mao maybe just wants to seize control of this game himself. Maybe he wants to end this with a domination victory. Because I wouldn't mind seeing that. I do have domination and 14 wars. So if I'm not going to get the first place right, maybe I can get some points elsewhere. Who's he looking at? Mao's apparently plotting war. Also, get this closer to turn 330. But apparently he's looking at attacking somebody. Maybe he's fed up with the fact that Gilgamesh has like massive border overlap with him. But needless to say, I don't think that Gilgamesh or Brennus has any chance of winning a war with Mao. Let's see if either of them are plotting war, just real quick. No. Nope. So just keep your eye on Mao. He's the one to watch right now. Unless he changes his mind and backs out of it. If Gilgamesh and Brennus fight Mao, could they win? I mean, in theory, yes, but the problem is Mao having factory production plus more advanced units just makes it really tough. It's hard to see them having too good of a shot, honestly. I mean, he was plotting war. Is he still? He's decided not to plot war. He backed out of it. Oh, well. Gilgamesh is a full era behind in tech. He is not close at the moment. Like, if you want to look at the tech trees real quick. So Mao is closing in on the final spaceship techs. He's heading for robotics. He is wisely skipping mass media right now. Gilgamesh is, I mean, he has the whole industrial era to go. And Brennus is similar. Brennus and Gilgamesh are very similar in tech. Again, their only realistic chance for Gilgamesh to win is for Mao to build the UN and then kind of foolishly open up a chance for his rival to win. All right, we're on turn 300 now. big stack at New Sarai. Well, there's a stack. There's not a big stack in here, but there is a force in here trying to keep it from flipping. So I know it's turn 300, but there's not really a whole lot to see. We're mostly just waiting to see if Mao's going to research. Gilgamesh is still officially #1 in score. But now, if there's a defensive pact, that could be interesting between two of these leaders. Man, Gilgamesh's territory is like the most bizarre thing ever. It looks like a virus or something. He has the strangest borders. So if this goes all the way to a spaceship, then it's going to be a somewhat later ending. But there's a non-zero chance we get something else here. A war declaration, or, as we mentioned, the possibility of the UN being built. Mao was plotting war briefly, but apparently decided to cancel out of that. Look at all these units running up here to New Sarai. You can just see the line on the mini-map of purple units running up there for whatever reason. But yeah, kind of quiet at the moment. Quiet turns. It is possible. Oh, look. All right. Here we go. Mao's researching mass media. Opening up the possibility of him losing. It's, I believe, the only way he loses the game, because I don't really see how he could lose a war because he has mechs and his potential opponents have rifles. Like, that is an absurdly one-sided matchup. So here's the UN. 9 turns at the moment. He did not build it in like his top production cities, but or 6 turns now. Wow, that is a nice looking city. But yeah, so the UN, oops, wrong key. UN does introduce an opportunity for him to lose once we start seeing these elections. But they would have to call for the Diplo victory. It's not enough just to be UN Secretary General. Plus 17, yeah, Brennus will vote for Gilgamesh, that's for sure. Plus 17, yeah. Although if they get forced into free religion, then they won't. Gilgamesh is the top population, so Gilgamesh plus Brennus definitely has enough to outvote Mao. Do they have enough pop? I believe they do. I guess I should double check just to make sure before we see these elections. So Mao has 36%. How many votes does Mao have? Oh, I can't pick Mao on the drop-down menu. Oops. I know there's a way to see the... Oh well. So he has 37%. Hold on, I can just do the calculation real quick. He has 37% of the votes. I don't think that's enough to block. Times 6. He has 250 votes. Oh, it's close. Mao is about 250 votes. He does not have enough to block, but it's really close. It's within like a dozen votes. It's very close. And unfortunately for the other leaders, I think Mao's cities are kind of growing, and I think the other leaders are not. Well, then again, some of the former German conquests might still be growing. I guess some of the former German cities are, but it's close right now between whether they have enough votes. Yeah, Mao taking one city would definitely be enough to stop it. Mao's cities don't really seem to be growing at the moment, but yeah, it's pretty close, and the UN is just about to finish. So let's see some diplomatic shenanigans here. Mao doesn't have very many techs to go yet either. He needs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He needs 7 techs, so still a little ways longer. So there's the UN and the space elevator. So Gilgamesh is going to win the Secretary General vote here, but that's not the same as a Diplo victory. All right, 434. He has 434. Yeah, that's enough. 434 out of 687. That's 63%. You need 62% to win. So that's enough. Now we just wait to see if they hold a vote for the Diplo victory. So this is really what resolutions does Gilgamesh call for? If he calls for the victory, he's going to win the game. If he calls for free religion, he's going to knock out that gigantic plus 17 bonus. That would knock it down to plus 9, and I don't know if that'll be enough. Also, as little as as you guys mentioned, as little as losing one city would be enough to change the results. So every 4 turns we get a vote in the UN. Oh, this is pretty interesting for a game that doesn't have fighting going on. This is surprisingly interesting. Can Mao find a way to lose this game despite the fact that he's running away with it? I mean, I'm hoping so because I've picked Gilgamesh, but I feel if it were to happen, I would feel awful for anyone who actually did pick Mao, but not that awful. Sorry. Anyway, all right, so we should get a resolution this turn. Help me, United Nations, you're my only hope. I thought we were going to get a resolution on this turn. I guess we didn't. Would you feel awful for the Gilgamesh second placers? Yeah. Oh my god. This could be it right here. Do they have the votes? Do they have the votes? Oh boy, does Gilgamesh have the votes right here? Oh man, 435. Do they have enough? We're about to find out right here. Oh boy, there's so much suspense here. Come on, do they have enough votes? It's really close. Oh, this inner turn is killing me. Why is the inner turn so long? Oh! By 9 votes. Wow. Wow. Okay. As the chat goes crazy. Oh, wow. I mean, talk about shooting yourself in the foot for Mao there. Oh my god. Well played, Mao. Oh man. Yeah. They had just enough votes. Wow. Again, that's one city. That's literally one city changing hands. Mao having one more city prevents the diplomatic victory. But Brennus and Gilgamesh, they were buds in this game. They got it done. Wow. Just going to take another screenshot of that. What an ending. Sheesh. I mean, I sucked out and get the victory for Gilgamesh that I did not deserve. Gilgamesh did not deserve to win that game. That was a Mao victory, but you know, Taoist buds hang together apparently, and Brennus pushes his buddy through to the win. Brennus needs a hero point just for this. Oh, man. As we said, talk about snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. All right, let's look at the replay, and then we'll try to sort out the scoring for this one. What an ending. All right, so lots of barbarians early on in the game. The funny thing is the ones who seemed to be most affected were Toku and Bismarck. They were both really messed up by the barbs. I actually think Gilgamesh absorbed a lot of barbarian activity too. It's just that because he was protective and creative, he was able to avoid the disaster of these guys, but he ended up getting a lot of barb attention too. The North just did not generate as many barbs in this game. Mao also lost out on that race with Genghis Khan right at the start of the game. I wonder how the game plays out differently if Mao gets that spot instead of Genghis. I don't know how it happens. Yeah, Mao still advances. Mao's still going to go on to the playoffs, but I do wonder how the game plays out differently if that's not the case. So Genghis Khan actually, oh, there's Hamburg getting captured by the barbarians repeatedly. Genghis expands really well. Gilgamesh has this bizarre semi-phallic looking expansion. His borders end up getting bizarrely intertwined with Brennus, and yet somehow they never end up fighting, which is really weird to me. But the game of Tokugawa is just ruined by the barbarians. He's never able to do anything. Like, he just never does anything in this game. Hammurabi comes out of the land grab phase looking great, but then he gets pulled apart by warring. Like, really, lots and lots of warring. Ends up costing him. He actually fights off the initial wars okay, but just as the game goes on, like, more people come. He actually survives the first round, but then Genghis comes back. Tokugawa comes back, and the big thing, this is one of the big moves of the game. Mao gets most of Hammurabi's territory. That's what turned him into the big, like the big dog up in the north. He just absorbed all those wonders and got a lot of nice territory. The other big thing that we saw was Gilgamesh making a move by getting some territory from, where was that? From Genghis Khan was also obviously, there's the war declaration. But this war took a long time. It was very taxing on Gilgamesh, and a lot of the territory he got was culturally crushed by China, so he didn't get as much out of it as Mao got out of the war. Like, Mao getting unified control of the north really helped him a lot, and he just snowballed off of that. So meanwhile, Genghis Khan slowly disappears, and slowly, wow, he really did take him a long time to die, didn't it? Still hanging on with that one city. And then Mao even came in and took a little territory there. So there we go. Finally, Genghis Khan gets eliminated. But by this point, Mao has had unified control over the north and has become like the runaway Civ, at least in terms of tech. If Mao was more aggressive, then he probably could have pushed for domination pretty easily. But instead, he just was content to sit back and tech, and that kind of opened up this opportunity for Brennus and Gilgamesh to do some work. But the next thing is we have this hilariously ill-advised war declaration by Tokugawa against Bismarck that backfires and sees Bismarck take up all the Japanese territory, disappears very quickly. All right, goodbye Tokugawa. And then that opens up the opportunity for our Taoist buddies over here to take over all of Germany, which they did even faster. I mean, blink and Germany's gone on this replay. Boop, 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 boop. All the gray disappears off the minimap. And I mean, this is hugely significant because without taking that territory, they don't have enough population to put Gilgamesh over the finish line in the UN. So very, very close. And then Mao completes the UN. And then, like we said, we were like, they have just barely enough population to get Gilgamesh over the top, and pulled it off with his bizarre territory that looks almost like somebody with their arms up in the air or something, waving their arms like they just don't care. I mean, it's kind of a legitimate win. I mean, it just kind of shows that there are multiple ways to win this game. You can win militarily, you can win economically, tech-wise, which is what Mao was looking to do, or you can win by making friends, or you can win culturally. This was a game won by making friends. Mao jetting off to space in disgust. Yeah, no one was that incompetent in this game. Arguably Tokugawa and Bismarck. Maybe Toku, I don't know. So, weird game. Unusual way for that game to end, but super suspenseful, and it was fun to watch.